Yeah.
Howie.
Yes.
Howie's got his own beer
No,
label.
very little.
It's bloody
small
hard.
operation.
Jeez, it's hard. CUB, they just own everything.
Fev, let me ask you a question. We are all, I think, blessed. We're very fortunate. Football's been a big part of our
Yes.
lives, and it's led us down some wonderful paths. Given your celebrity status has only grown and increased and enhanced since you've finished football, you've made a great life out of it. If you go back and you never played footy, where would Fev be and what would he be doing?
Probably dead. Not even joking. I was from Narry Warren, so I wasn't real good at school, as you could obviously tell. I put all my eggs in one basket, Chief. They were all in there. It was like the Easter Bunny come around, and they were all in there. So I didn't worry too much about school because I was playing footy and I was pretty good at it as a kid, as we all were. I was kicking 100 every year, and I loved you, Lockett, Ablett, and I wanted to be like that.
So you're kicking 100 as a junior regularly?
Yeah. I didn't kick 100 in under 15s. I kicked 86, but I only played 4 games. I did.
And you kicked 86?
Yeah, I was on. That was
Are you serious?
Yeah.
21 and a half goals a game.
I kicked 27, 22, 20 and something like that, and then I broke my ankle. Got up at the league best and fairest after 4 games. Thanks, boys. But all the eggs were in one basket, but I don't know what I would have done. I'm pretty fortunate I got footy and then went in the jungle, had nothing, and then did pretty well in that and got a radio gig, which was great.
Game's been good to a lot of people, hasn't it?
Now, Nath, as you know, listening to the show, does a top 5. So
He does.
It involves you, so he's got to run it out with you. Leroy?
He's a self-proclaimed footy superstar.
I reckon I was probably the most influential player in the AFL.
He fears nothing and no one.
This is all off-air stuff that you're not allowed to talk about on air, but I've gone with it anyway.
And he sees the world a little differently.
Just watching a Komodo dragon eat a monkey.
This is Nathan Brown's Top 5.
So when the Big Nose producer said you were coming in, I thought I was at a loss for a top
Is that why
5.
you wore your best shoes in?
Yeah,
What are
that's
those
exactly
things?
right. And so my wife bought me these, and I thought, well, if Fev's coming in, why not do a top 5? And when I started researching today, there is so much stuff that can't go on here. So there is a lot of stuff that can, but I've got an honourable mention before we get into the top 5, and this revolves around a Wizard Cup game where you were the best man on the ground, and Michael Tuck
That's brilliant.
gave out his medal to somebody else.
Michael Tuck to present the medal named in his honour to the player adjudged best on ground in the 2005 Wizard Home Loans Grand Final. Tucky?
Good evening. The winner of the Norm Smith medal is Brendan Flavala, or Fev.
Norm Smith.
There's a funny story because I played a lot of my junior footy with Shane Tuck. And Michael Tuck was our runner and Jeff Ablett was our coach. So we had some great pedigree there. And Tucky just used to run around all the time. And I went to school with his daughter Renee out at St. Francis Xavier. And so I'd known Tucky really well. And he come up to me before it, and he was blind. he'd had that many beers, and he got up there and he got his own name medal wrong. And then he wrote me a big letter apologising. And I said, mate, I got your medal. I don't care. Don't worry about that. And I've won a Norm Smith, so it's brilliant.
All right, let's get into the top 5. So the first one happened here at the MCG. You were playing Collingwood many, many years ago, and for some reason you had Alan Didak in your sights, and this is what happened.
Emergency umpires in
Fev
there.
just went through.
Fev just went through. 3 Collingwood players are dead for Flavala. The umpires are there. There's 5 of them. There's 20 players. Flavala has been decked by about 4 Collingwood players.
50,000 in it.
In the middle of the ground.
Josh 70,000. 80,000.
Fev's got an opening on the bonds.
He has, and Burns and Flavala are coming together again.
Here they go. Flavala is now in the Collingwood huddle. Been taken away by the players. Lance Whitnell pushes him away. He runs around the Emirates sign.
Oh, blood pouring out of Fev. Pouring out of his bonds.
An electric end to this first quarter.
So what happened there? Because there was nothing going on, and all of a sudden at quarter time, you decided to knock over Alan.
Well, Dids had 2 years in a row. I think he got East Scotland the year before, flat right in the middle there of the MCG, and knocked him straight out. And then he got Murph in that game. I reckon he ran through him just here on the wing.
Payback.
And I thought, and I saw an opportunity, and my eyes lit up, and I went whack. And Josh Fraser got knocked out, Anyway, it was a big brawl. We all got fined, but I remember there was a photo in the back of the Age or the Herald Sun of me and the Emirates sign and Mick Moldhouse just glaring at me like he was staring at me like he was going to kill me. So I signed it to Mick, thanks for the fight, and sent it to the Collingwood Footy Club. He didn't get anything back.
Okay, number 4. Now, a former captain of yours, and we had him on here for many, many years, and I've always thought this was probably your fault, but after
100%
we
his fault.
figured out how much of a sicko he is, Chris Judd, I'm all turned around on it, but here's the famous pressure point.
Steven Seagal, your favourite movie, Steven Seagal?
Isn't the Vox Pops meant to be about a straight bloke taking a piss out of his piss bloke?
So we're blaming Juddy for that.
Yeah, she was a big night. I can't really remember much, but that's
Changed
Juddy's
the policy
fault.
at the Brownlow.
Yeah, no, it's good, isn't it? I've never been invited back.
Wasn't the first time you got sacked either. So then you went to Brisbane. You were playing some great football up there at the start, but then I found this.
The Brisbane Lions have defended their decision to sack Brendan Favola while refusing to detail the exact reasons why his contract was terminated. Favola remains in a Brisbane psychiatric facility with his AFL career over.
Brendan Favola has delivered a nightmare 2 years in Brisbane. Not the dream, 100 goal a year forward.
Lost trust of the playing group, mate. It's hard to come back from that. And when the playing group's united on it, you have to move forward. And it's bloody unfortunate.
You were flying at the start.
Yeah, we were. Well, humming.
Absolutely flying.
Because I was in a mental clinic when that went through, so I got sacked in there.
That's what the story went on to say.
I got sacked in there.
And they didn't even give you a chance. You were in there.
Yeah,
and,
I don't even know what I got sacked for, but everything works out well. I was actually on the drink with Brownie during the week up in Sydney, winding back the clock we were.
Then you went into the jungle, and the great SK Warren was in there. And you won the jungle, obviously, but you had a really good ding-dong go with him in there at one point.
No, you're wrong, Fev.
No, I'm not.
Because ads
he cooked them, and then I seen him hanging over there cooking the chips, mate. So don't say I didn't. You zip it. Don't tell me to zip it. Did he or not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did. Thank you very much. Don't tell me to zip it. I don't make the rules, Shane. That was just over rules, and I was right and he was wrong. Yep.
And this is what we loved, and this is what every Carlton, if you did barrack for Carlton, you love watching you play. You just bums on seats. You were unbelievable to watch, and you'd love to see you at 95,000. But this day against Collingwood, you were down at half-time. You'd only kicked 3 goals as a team at half-time. You ended up with 22 disposals. You kicked 8 goals, 6, and you won the game for them.
Favola! Is it a free? Favola's kicked the most remarkable goal! Fev, you little beauty!
Can he work it back? Down goes Fev. Fev reeks it back in somehow and kicks another one.
It's looking good. It's going and going. He's equalled his career best. It's been all about Fev.
Bruce and Dennis.
8 goals, 6.
It was a big day.
Big day.
You always try to play well against the big sides. Because the boys Heathy Scotland used to always say, I think we played like Kangaroos in the Gold Coast, and there was like 10,000 there, so it was like just kicking 1. But then when there was like 80,000, you try to kick 8. So every 10,000, you try to get 1 more goal. Because there's more people there, you've got to bring out your best. When you got to bring the goodness.
I think you're playing on Jimmy Clement,
mate.
Yeah, I was.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too,
Thanks
mate.
for coming in. You're a star. We love what you're doing for a while
Have a
and
good
everything,
call.
mate. Good luck with everything moving forward. The family. And good luck to the Blues tonight. The star.
Thanks,
the
Fab.
man that brings sizzle. Brendan Favola. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Triple M and the Mighty She-Gold Show's 10K Spinner DJ. So far, these people have won 10K.
You've won 10 grand!
I cannot believe it.
Oh, awesome. Oh, my God, Marty, thank you so much.
You could be next. It's simple. Name all 7 songs. Win 10 grand.
10 grand! Oh, mate.
The Mighty She-Gold Show's 10K Spinner DJ. 2 chances every morning. Your next shot is Monday at 7 a.m. on your home of good times and rock's greatest hits.
Triple M.
Triple M.
Ned's early payout is on the AFL. Place a head-to-head bet this Friday, and if your team is up by 12 plus points at half-time, you win. Take it to the Ned's level. First $250 staked. T's and C's apply. See website for details. What are you really gambling with?
Dads, they're smart, funny, caring, and someone you know you can always count on. Hi, it's Marty Sheargold giving you all the businesses out there a little tip to get the most out of this Father's Day. When it comes to presents, dads are pretty fuss-free, much like audio. Cut through the clutter and put your business where it can be heard. Advertise right here on this station and unlock thousands of potential new customers using the power of audio. Visit triplem.com.au/advertise local.
Go full sport with Code Sports, bringing you the latest sports news, insight and exclusive analysis from around the globe. Plus all your daily stats, live scores and video highlights. For all your sport now in the one place. Visit Code Sports today.
Do your Coles shopping on DoorDash and pay the same price as in-store. From grocery top-ups to stocking the pantry or planning your weekly meals, shop Coles at in-store prices and get it delivered in 45 minutes on DoorDash. Plus, if an item you order is out of stock, your Dasher will message you while shopping, keeping you in control with no surprises. DoorDash, more to your door than you think. Based on average delivery times. Delivery times not guaranteed. Delivery and service fees apply.
Gear up for work and uni with great savings at Jcar's IT and Tech Sale. 20% off routers, extenders, adapters and more. 25% off hubs, converters, keyboards, mice and more. Save up to 35% on portable power banks, QI chargers, laptop power supplies, etc. Up to 20% off selected wireless security kits and cameras. Plus save on headphones, smart tech, leads, cables, racking and more. Don't miss out on these fantastic bargains. Hurry into your local Jcar store now. Sale ends soon. Jcar, tech, electronics and more.
Need to move? Well, when you have something or someone to move, you can count on Avis for great rates, reliability and experience. They make moving easy. Avis Truck Rentals has the vehicles whether you're moving 1 bedroom or 5. With trolleys and hydraulic lifts, Avis Truck Rentals will make your moving day stress-free. Don't pay others to do what Avis makes easy. Avis Trucks, Utes, Vans, Buses and 4-wheel drives. With a branch near you, avis.com.au.
Silent slopes, the crunch of snow, sweeping views of plains below, summit selfies, parties at lunch. Is it the altitude? The schnapps packs a punch. Midweek stays with extra days at the home of Aussie Après, where memories are made and days feel fuller. A mountain of moments awaits at Mount Buller. Climb to new heights. Search Mount Buller midweek.
Every massive moment lives right here.
That is incredible.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy, and the first quarter is coming up next.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to Seabus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know?
True.
Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Seabus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
We are leading up to Collingwood versus Carlton. Both teams out on the ground. This is the Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. Set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam drink responsibly. We're going to get to the footy, but something's occurred in the last 15 minutes, Darsh. You know when Nath does his top 5 and his little stinger, he said, oh, this is the stuff that no one ever talks about what we do? There's one of those situations that's arisen, Nath, that I don't think you should name names, but yeah. What have you seen, Nath?
Well, we had Craig Kelly in our
I just said don't name names. Okay.
I thought you meant the other. I thought you meant the other guy.
Okay.
So I went to another radio box, and I think someone walked out.
So what did you observe?
Why are you trying to run this through me?
Because this is your area of expertise. This is your area.
You do a segment called Media Arca on Sunday Footy Show, which has taken the industry by storm, and it is right in your alley at the moment.
It seemed like...
Are you talking about Mick?
Who?
Mick
who?
Malthouse.
Oh,
is that who you're talking about?
I believe so.
Okay.
That's what Howie wanted to
get
out of us.
We've got listeners. They want to know what we're talking about, mate.
So Mick wasn't in the box when Ned went in there.
All I know is if Spud was still here, no one would be dancing around it. But I haven't checked it out enough to know what we're actually talking about either. So,
well, Howie,
you've been talking about it for 20
I
minutes.
know, but I'm a journo brownie, and I'd like to dot I's and cross T's.
Sorry, Damo, but Howie has dotted the I's and crossed the T's.
Has he?
He has.
And wants everyone else to do his hard work
I didn't think we should say any
Did
names.
he or did he not walk out when Ned walked in, Howie?
From our observations in the
No,
box, yes.
did you confirm it with a source?
Yes.
Thank you.
Chief, is there anyone that you
do your own dirty work next
so
time?
I find this like feuds in footy are fascinating.
Oh,
so Craig
fascinates
Kelly, premiership player with Collingwood,
and both lovely men.
Who
Lovely
we had
men.
Fantastic.
a great interview with, and often you might see them wander down and spend a couple of minutes.
Nick's a premiership coach.
Obviously, wasn't that keen to talk to Craig Kelly. We just
sat out the back.
We only report what we see, Brownie.
That's exactly right.
And I guess the assumption being from the time where Ned, given he managed Bucks, when Bucks angled into the senior coaching role.
That's what you put it down to.
I feel that
what are you putting it down to?
I've had no idea.
Well, I'm assuming that's what it would be.
What else? I was concerned Nick was going to get a hot
Chief, have you got any feuds running where you would walk out of the box if a certain person walked in, Chief?
Not that I'm aware of. Some might walk out if I walked in, Duke, but none that I'm aware of.
What about you? Have you held on to anything for that long?
No, I
Bob
can't
Murphy?
think of someone. No,
he didn't speak to me for 2 years.
That's true. You didn't speak to Nace.
I don't think I have a feud with anybody. So,
what about you, Damon? This is more your area of
person.
expertise.
No, I like even the guy you often mention at the Herald Sun, Mark Robinson. We speak, like we spoke last year when we had a chance to. We don't go out of our way to speak. But
what about Justin Lepage?
No, we speak. We've patched that up.
Luke
absolutely.
Beveridge?
That's the one that's lingering.
Scotty Clayton?
Yeah, Scott, we're good. Yeah.
The Scott boys?
Absolutely. There was just a little blip on the radar with Brad.
So if big Justin Lepidicic wanted in here for an interview, would you walk out?
We've spoken. No, we've had
Brad Thomas?
We've had chats. There's a second one. There you go. There's a second one. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, now they're starting to add up now.
No, there's two. It's not too bad. I've been doing it for 30 years. There's two.
Scotty Gallen?
Scotty's good.
He's all good.
Scotty, he's a good mate of mine, Das.
It was.
Not what he said last week. Last week you told us the opposite of that. I'm confused.
You barraged me.
It was Kevin Bartlett.
I don't know what I said.
KB had the long one with the Tigers.
He had a long period.
Yeah.
How long was he away from the football? It's a game of passion.
Yeah, I'm not going to say everything on that one, but he waited till he
played the long game.
He played the very long game, Das. Yeah, until every single person who had any connection to the decision made to remove him as coach had removed their official.
They started winning flags again.
So, Brandy, you have an argument with Christina. How many days can you go where you just maybe a little silent treatment?
No, I can't. I can't. She could go the silent treatment.
Really?
I can't.
Oh, can she?
I fold, yeah.
Do you? In what period of time?
Well, I'm not a great apologiser, but I sort of bring us together by saying, you thought this, I thought that. So
hang on.
So you read,
how does a non-conversationalist not enjoy the silent treatment? That's your wheelhouse, dude. You should be going to town in that environment.
Yeah, but
Brandy probably doesn't realise he is playing the silent treatment. Has it clicked to him that he hasn't spoken?
We've got a big game.
And he's fixing it up and apologising. Is that part of the Planet Shakers?
What about you and Beck when things go a little bit awry? Are you the one to apologise?
Yeah, no, I've worked it out, Howie, that you put your cards in and you just say, I'm going to accept full responsibility, Howie, move on. No long game from me, Howie.
No, I think that's the best approach.
It's not worth it, is it, Duff? Nah. As in, the whole standoff is not worth it.
Now, tonight, we'll keep an eye on the Melbourne Storm. We'll keep an eye on the cricket. So the people that tweeted me during the week saying, I'm not interested in the cricket scores when you call on the footy, I'm going to be giving you the cricket scores as we go on because it's a big night there. But more importantly, what have we got ahead of us here tonight, Chiefy? This is a tremendous game of footy.
It is, and I think we're all a little bit excited by the prospect of Carlton finally coming good. They're almost doing a mirror image or the opposite, in fact, of what they did last season, where they held a spot and then died in the last few weeks and somehow missed the finals. Now they're trying to make a late charge. They've won 5 on the trot. They get some really big ins. You get Cripps back in. You get Chera back in. You get Jack Martin back in. You get Mark Pitnet, the ruckman, back in. So they are huge inclusions. You get Collingwood top of the table, who've had a little bit of a few flu issues during the week, Brownie. So it's the perfect time to get them. But again, they answered the call. We all doubted the form line when they were beating up on the bottom teams. They showed us against Port Adelaide that they've got something really going on. But if I could put it down to one thing for the Blues, the simplest thing for me is the pressure rating. That for me has turned it around. And I'll tell you why, because they've gone from 14th to 3rd best over the last 5 weeks. And what that does when you lift the pressure rating, is all of a sudden the opposition aren't using the ball as well because they haven't got as long to use it. They're not making the same decisions because they haven't got time to make all the right decisions. So you're relieving pressure on your defence. You're creating more turnovers. You get an opportunity to actually do something on the rebound. And if they can continue to bring that pressure, they're going to be right in it.
Their pressure has been very, very good, and I'll get back to their pressure in a minute. The other thing is they've been launching the ball inside forward 50 from about 70 to 60 out. For the most part of the year, they were having shallow entries. Now, Craig McRae at the start of last year when Collingwood started winning said, to beat Collingwood, you've got to run and outrun us and outwork us for 120 minutes. We saw Port Adelaide last week. They did it for 90 minutes. They couldn't do it for the last 30 minutes, and Collingwood came from the clouds late, kicked the last 3. Now, Carlton, can they do that for 120 minutes? It's been set in stone for best part of 18 months now. If you can run for 120 minutes with Collingwood and put the pressure on, they are susceptible just like anybody, but it is a big if Carlton can do that.
Headline for tomorrow, Damo, please.
We're going to work around the Carlton angles, Howie. Jack Martin's been a really good player for them in this recent surge. He's been injured a bit, and that's been the story of his life, but he's been good. If they win, my favourite, Martin.
Oh, yes, that's nice.
You give that to him, Howie, did you?
He did, thank you, Howie. And if they lose, though, Adam Sard obviously plays for them, and it will be so sad.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Bob Jane, Tommy Brown.
Howie.
Buy 3, get 1 free.
An electric
Cashback deals. Hang on, Guru. Caller order online at 18. T's apply. Take it away, Tommy. Sorry.
No, sorry. It's electric atmosphere down here. About 85,000 fans expected. Hoskin, Elliott and Dow, the respective subs. Cripps ready to go. Can't wait.
All right, big crowd. Two-man's not far away. Big crowd, big roar around the MCG. Traditional rivals. Carlton taking on Collingwood. Carlton win, they could end up 5th. They lose, they could be as low as 11th. The Pies sit nicely on top. Here's Darsh. Friday night footy at the G.
Mitch McGovern starting on Jamie Elliott out of the goal square. That is a big move by the Blues.
And Darcy Moore goes to Charlie Kerner.
McDonald's and Ream, Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Darcy Cameron with the first knockdown, and it surged forward on the boot to go. Landed into the hands of Taylor Adams. Here go the Pies. They're electric early in that matchup. McGovern in front of Jamie Elliott. Played it nicely. And the chance for the Carlton defence to clear, but under pressure they've coughed it up to the superstar Scotty Pendlebury. Puts it into the Gower. Courage from De Goey. Brilliant back with a flight mark. Never took his eye off it for a second, and De Goey can line up 35 out directly in front.
Well called, Duke. He did not take his eye off that, and he knew the contact was coming because he knew there was a lot of players around him. He had the hand in the air. Paddy Cripps knew he was going and then just thought, I hope they don't kick it to Jordan De Goey. I hope they don't. Scotty Pendlebury's the man who can do most things with the football. Picked him out.
Kicking to the punt road end of the MCG. Jordan De Goey for the first Friday night footy. Loved it. It was a little bit of a toe poker, but he slid it home. De Goey strikes first. Collingwood 1 straight 6. Yet to score are the Blues on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Well, it's a great start for the Pies. We know what they're going to bring. This is what they do. They give a 4-quarter effort, and they are in every contest, whether they play their best or not. It's how Carlton can actually handle what Collingwood's doing. Really interested, Brownie, in the philosophy behind the rucks for Carlton. So number 1 ruckman, Mark Pitnet, starts deep forward. There's Tom De Koning in the ruck. Your thoughts?
Well, I think they're just trying to stretch Collingwood's forward line and give De Koning first crack at it, but I just don't think Mark Pitnet is going to grab too many forward. I'd prefer to see him come off the bench so he's fresh, jumping into the 2 Collingwood ruckmen.
Evening, Two-Man, Red's Head style.
Yeah, good evening, Howie. Against the Victorian clubs this season, Collingwood averaging 86,000 at the MCG.
Wow, Nick Dacos flows onto the footy. Whips it out to Pendlebury. A couple of big guns combining out towards Bruz Maynard. Doesn't get the bounce. Bit sandy, the MCG surface, to be fair. Side bottom picks it up. Just on the wing region, drives it down. But Wiedering, your man, Nate, takes a nice mark on half-back.
Human Caravan, I love him, and I love it when he intercepts. I think he's got more to give in that area.
Decides to just punch this one down the line, looking for Pitnet, one of the handful of inclusions that the Chief mentioned, and he plays an important role too, Chief.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, though, is that Kerno went to the square, so it was Murphy that picked him up. Darcy Moore's going to play on whoever's furthest from goal, which in this case now is Pitnet.
George Hewitt at stoppage is going to Nick Dacos as the Bison, Matthew Kennedy told us before the game.
Nate Brown, we've got the cheek all over this big game on a Friday night here with the Triple M Seabus Super Special. Seabus Super making hard work pay off as a free kick has been picked out the way of Scott Pendlebury in game 3-7-6.
Goes short to Nick Dacos in the green boots, gives it straight to Tom Mitchell, was sub last week. As the Brownlow medalist, he goes to Maynard, such an important physical part of this team. Elliott's deep forward. In great goal kicking form as Jamie. Braden runs his full distance, drives it inside 50. Myercheck, early concerns for the Blues. Myercheck is a good kick for goal, will line up 35 out, only 3 metres inside the boundary in the Luke Hodge pocket.
You'd be so disappointed with your ruckman there, De Koning. So he was in that contest and just offered no physical support. He did get a good block from Jamie Elliott, but at the same time, Marchbank, no physical contact on anybody.
For a 200th career goal, gets a little bit skinny, does Myercheck. And he registers the first behind. The Pies 1-1. Carlton yet to score on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco driven by passion for 100 years.
Want to get off to a bad start, Carlton, stating the obvious, but it's not a team that you give an advantage to.
Outside 5, outside
reel
5.
back as early stage of this one. It's 1-1-7. Carlton yet to score. Want to get rolling here as Saad takes a couple of bounces. McStay provides some run behind pressure, and the kick was really not well thought out. Made it easy for Murphy back there. They're well set up as Johnny Noble opens a little bit of an opportunity that was nearly turned over, but the powerful midfielder Collingwood surges through. It's picked up though by Fogarty, and the Blues are going to get a chance to get it through the avenue of Marchbank. And now they'll go inside forward 50. Acres, it's a lead from Pitnet. Did pretty well, the big ruckman. His kick was partially smothered though. It's going to get the Shea out of bounds. At least they'll get some field possession here, Carlton. A chance alongside. They're right behind post for a score. It's 1-1-7 Collingwood yet to score. Carlton, Triple M Repco scoreboard.
For Friday night feed, get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie range. Carlton in attack for the first time in the evening. 1-1. The Pies were already registered. Martin applies a tackle, no one getting clear.
Top deck doesn't seem at all full, Ash.
No, disappointing, I reckon. I reckon under 80,000, late 70s at this stage.
Reportedly train issues, Two-Man, out there at the moment. I don't know what those issues are, but it's stopping a lot of people getting in for the start time.
Hold the meter. Cameron,
Darcy Cameron. Whipped out by the Blues. Hewitt, promising young player. Now, the crisper, unstoppable. Jack Crisp runs off half-back. Now gives it to Nick Dacos. They're so good. In full flight, out in front of Lipinski. Here come the Pies. They're running in numbers. Can he hit a target inside? Goes for Jamie Elliott, who marks just inside the line. Out of side, Jamie Elliott, who has been kicking goals everywhere, Chief. 30 out. He'll have to cross the boundary line on the outer side to do it from the Shane Warne stand.
The most accurate team in the competition shooting for goal, the Pies. That's what won them the game last week. So they don't care where they get the opportunities from. They back themselves to kick it.
Elliott plays on, hooks it round the body, keeps it low. It was touched. So a couple of missed opportunities. Elliott shakes his head. The Pies 1-2. Carlton yet to score on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
And how quick are Collingwood from half back when they get rolling?
Absolutely lightning. And they move the ball so quick. They put pressure onto their defenders, which are obviously Carlton defenders, but I thought Mitch McGovern's positioning then on Jamie Elliott was pretty poor. Stood at least 15 metres in front of him and gave him his back to look at.
Akers drifts in from the side, went on Jesse Motlop, and then a slick handle back to Akers. Nice build up here from the Blues, but again, they're just not really thinking their way through the next kick, and easily taken by Jeremy Howe all on his own. They've got the structure they want here, Collingwood, big time. Side bottom to Mitchell, to Darcy Cameron, to Goey. Decides to just go a little standing check sider. Pitnet hands it back to a teammate. It's going to end up with an opportunity here through to Koning, but over his head, and the mark taken by Darcy Moore.
I think he paid the mark.
50-metre penalty. Collingwood fans thought there might have been one, but it will be Darcy Moore on the AFL logo on the members' side here at the MCG.
The skipper back and across to his fellow long-haired defender in Murphy. Runs through the middle of the MCG. Assesses option. Goes short to Howe. He's still got that protective arm covering on the left. Short to Mitchell. It's a good ball. So Collingwood with all the possession at the moment. 1-2. The Blues yet to score, so early concerns.
Stand, David.
Now Howe. Kick and a half from home. The leads come towards him. One's Elliott. Elliott goes a second time.
Play on.
In the end, Howe points deep. He'll land at 20 from home. It's up to the big boys. Cameron's back there, gets one hand, two hand, good grab. He's a good aerialist, this man. And he takes a strong mark, there's Darcy Cameron. He's really been a find for the Pies, and he's 30 out directly in front.
That's twice now. You'd look down, you'd be very disappointed with your defensive line. So your big players, so Pitnet was down there. He's changed on the ruck now. Marchback was down there. No player put body on the opposition ruckman, and it was a massive players around it. You just can't allow a mark to be taken in that situation. The ball has to come to ground.
Darcy Cameron, 1 goal, 6 for the year, but he's only 25 out, should kick the goal. Nice start, Collingwood. 2 on the board already. 2-2-14. The Blues yet to fire a shot. It's 7 minutes into the first term on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Starting to dominate territory early in this game. Collingwood 5 inside 50s to just the 1. What I did like about the option from Jeremy Howe is if you've got your ruckman forward, you may as well use him. Give him an opportunity. Carlton tried to do the same thing earlier on in the match when the one inside 50 did actually go to Pitnet, who was stationed forward, and he actually did really well. Created a half opportunity. But if you're going to play, or a ruckman's going to push forward, there's no point having him do that unless you actually kick the ball. And it was a good kick to the advantage of Cameron. They just let him work a couple of players underneath the ball and stand tall and take the mark over the back.
Darcy Cameron goes off for a rest. Mason Cox takes his turn in the centre bounce. He's supposed to Pitnet. The Pies have jumped out of the blocks here. 2-2-14. Carlton yet to score. Big Meso guides it down to De Goey, to Mitchell, to Pendlebury. A bit of a clinic out of the centre bounce. Again for the Pies. Jamie Elliott, Mitch McGowan. He has treated him with contempt there, Jamie Elliott. And Chief, that would have been the one thing you would have thought Mitch McGowan, with the extra height and strength, shouldn't get out body.
Yeah, it was interesting. He matched him on the speed early in the game when he went past Elliott on the lead, but just got a good low base, good centre of gravity, Elliott, to push out the bigger opponent.
He's almost the informed small forward, mid-sized forward in the competition. Jamie Elliott, 16 goals last 4 weeks. Tried to steer that one low. It was marked defensively back there by Brodie Kemp for the Blues, who are under siege at the moment.
I think he's taking that second small forward role in the All-Australian team at the moment. I think Toby Green has got one wrapped up, and I think Jamie Elliott at the moment is the man most likely. Clearances are 5-0. Last week, Port Adelaide had 17 more minutes inside their forward half of the ground. Complete opposite this week. It's a domination by Collingwood early.
Cotter spreads it wide to Wiedering in the back pocket for the Blues. Tries to pick one out on the outer side. There's a contest, and it's fisted across the line. Gets away from Blake Acres. Two-man.
Yeah, and just touching on Jamie Elliott, second in the AFL for pressure acts inside 50 and number 1 at the club for tackles inside 50.
Timmy Anderson's opened things up and getting a bit of seam movement against the Aussies. No run yet, no wickets. First over. We'll keep you across the storm as well. Acres to Cripps. Back from that hamstring cork. Goes to De Koning. Plays on. Drives the ball deep. Cottrell comes in, but Darcy Moore, he stands up and takes a nice contested mark in the defensive area.
It's a big intercept one-on-one against Charlie Curnow, isn't it? Standing tall. A couple of other players coming to join the pack. He is in outstanding form, Darcy Moore.
Harvey Norman replay. There's his Brownlow medal winning father, Peter, on a couple of occasions.
Yep. Different clubs.
Here's Newman, who's got it 55 metres out. Carlton searching for their first score of the game. McGovern came riding shotgun, demanded the footy, and then dumped a big kick, and he's nailed it. Mitch McGovern celebrates the double cobra. I thought it was ambitious, thought it was really not on, but I apologise, Mitch McGovern, he's just nailed that. So Carlton get their first goal right against the flow of play. They're 1 straight 6, 2-2-14 Collingwood. That is on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Just hit that nicely, Chief, didn't he? A big kick. It's always dangerous when you get that handball, and he didn't have a lot of room to move, so you have to absolutely flush that. So he had players coming from the front. How often do you see a player get a handball quickly around the back from around 60 and they get closed down too quickly, then they spray it? So he gets the handball. Collingwood are aware to it, so they get to it pretty quickly. 2 players come at him, but he just flushed it perfectly, and he can do that. And then Jamie Elliott pointing to a couple of players saying that hole should have been filled. I was over on this side of the ground filling the wing spot.
Nice celebration too by Mitch. It's Cyber Safety Awareness Week. Harvey Norman, we're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T&Cs apply. Back in the middle we go. Good answer by the Blues. Acres had a bit of it early. Sends a high wobbler inside 50. Moore gets the fist on it away from Curnow out the back, off the ground. Owies, spiralling balls. He got the roll. Doesn't quite. Sneaks through from behind. 1-1 the Blues, steadying. Pies 2-2. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Power of a centre clearance win for Carlton, providing the opportunity. Noble, normally clever by foot, out in front of side bottom. It's seen him a bit of a challenge. Marchbank confronts him. Here's Hollins, who stepped it out of bounds. Throw against Marchbank, side bottom. Free kick at half back. Takes that little 45-degree angle to Mitchell. Immediately plays on to Taylor Adams. Searching for my check, but there is the human caravan, as Nate calls him, Wettering. Another intercept mark for him.
Why do you call him that, Nate?
Because he's like a caravan, so you put him on the back of you as a forward and he will just go wherever you go.
Oh, Marchbank, nice ball. He's at the Cripps. Goes forward, the man in the long sleeves, Motlop. Just takes a bit off the kick, looks for Hollins in the pocket, just the distance. And the mark taken by Oliver. He's 2 metres inside the boundary. He doesn't want to have a shot because he'll have to kick it from 47. So in the end, he's going to drive it right to the top of the square. Jeremy Howe's down there, Darcy Moore, Curnow, Markov, and then a clearance ball by Josh Dacos. But marking out in front of everybody is Alex Cincotta.
Cincotta goes short to Brody Kemp. This is 60 out from the city, and that's where Carlton are attacking. They've just settled a bit more in this last couple of minutes, winning a bit of the footy, bombing to the hot spot. Darcy Moore, name all over it again. He started beautifully.
He had 10 intercepts last time they played. He's got 2 early. Three in fact early.
What are you doing about it, Chief?
Well, directing the ball a little bit better to the advantage of the forwards. He's copped a couple of ordinary kicks, Charlie Curnow, to start with.
Quainer, the man that just does not get beaten in one-on-one contests. He's got the bright pink boots on. Solid customer. His IQ playing a great season. Plays on now. Drives it to the back flank. Pitnet was restricted as he went for the mark and has fisted across the line.
I reckon Charlie Curnow could be doing a little bit more though, Chief. I mean, he's been outmarked comfortably a couple of times in that one. I know the kick wasn't great, but where else was the kick expected to go? It was a slow, long ball in, and Charlie Curnow just didn't offer up a contest at all, allowed his direct opponent to mark the ball comfortably. He needs to be better.
Taylor Adams has sat on that. Is he going to get pinned? He is. They dragged it back under, and Paddy Cripps, who's got his leg caught up with Taylor Adams as he was trying to exit, and that was almost a little nasty. Paddy Cripps, he's going to be okay, I think. Gets up with a little bit of a grimace, but Carlton go inside 40. Curnow again launched. Free kick has been picked out, and it's going the way of the Magpies, and so that gets a bit disheartening. 50 as well.
Yeah, well, Jack Martin gave
it's going to be 100, I reckon.
It is 100.
It's 100.
Jack Martin gave the ball back to the umpire instead of the player, and then he bumped Murphy as he was running to take 50, so it should be another 50. And there the umpire's marching again now.
100-metre penalty.
It's got to take him well inside the 50-metre zone, surely. Oh, that's not a good 100.
That's about 80.
Or even less, I reckon. So he might have got away with that, as it's going to be Bruzzy Maynard to Taylor Adams. Still a big reversal it is as Carlton were attacking now. Adams is going to try and pick out Mason Cox on the lead. He launches at it, spills through to Nick Dacos. Try a clever little kick. Hollins picks it up deep in defence. Carlton having to work their way out of it. The clearing kick from the Blues defence has been marked by Pendlebury, who come back in again with interest.
Scott Pendlebury playing game number 376, the man out of Sale. It's a high entry inside 50, land 20 from home. Cameron's there. Mason Cox gets to the front of the pack, got hands to it. Nick Dacos is there. The Blues spirit out of defence with a low scrubbing ball. Maynard picks it up, plays on, opens up in front of him, blazes away. Maynard! Skinny, one behind, 2-3. The Pies. Blues 1-1. What are you seeing on the Triple M Red Z lenders? Red Z lending loans to the self-employed. REDZED.com. Chimay.
Maybe positive for Collingwood. Nick Dacos only 4 disposals at the moment. But Collingwood, Scott Pendlebury, he leads the way with 7 touches.
I feel like Carlton are playing in hope more than anything. Take you back to Paddy Cripps being on the ground before, and he handballed blindly from off the ground. He had no idea what was around, put pressure on the player with the ball, and it was just a high, worthless entry inside forward 50. Got to be better than that.
2-3-15 Collingwood, 1-1-7 the Blues. Triple M Repco scoreboard. 7.5 remaining in this first term as kick from the Blues half-back goes in the Charlie Curnow direction. He's been paid a free kick.
Better result because he worked hard to hold front position and really put his body in the way.
Like a lot of forwards do. They like to get moving quickly. He's searching for De Koning, front and centre. Owies, Jesse Motlop, goal coming up, Carlton. So they've manufactured a couple. Carlton feels really against the flow of play, but important goals nonetheless. And they get it back to within 2 points. 2-1-13 Carlton, 2-3-15 Collingwood, triple Repco scoreboard.
It's amazing the difference you get, Chief, when you get a good contest down the line by your big player.
I was about to say, but Curnow picked him out well. He saw Tom De Koning rush forward, so he kicked it long and high, allowed the big man to compete, and that brought the ball to ground. So all of a sudden, there's a crumb up for grabs. Carlton able to grab onto it, a hand pass over the top, and Motlop runs in for the easiest of goals. 7 out of the last 9 inside 50s, the Blues. So a little bit of territory starting to go their way.
Australia 1 for 61 as Kawaj is beaten outside off stumps. They haven't added to the overnight total. And the Melbourne Storm will keep an eye on that as well, Chewy.
Certainly will, Howie.
In the grounds for Choice Hotels. Joel Selwood on the bench for the Melbourne Storm. But the Blues answer through McGovern and Motlop after De Goey and Cameron got Collingwood away to a tasty little start. Good game of footy as the crowd continues to come. There's a free in the ruck contest. It's against De Koning. The wave Cameron gives it straight to Nick Dacos. Why wouldn't you? Creates a bit of space for himself. Splits it wide to brother Josh. He's got Oleg Markov, the speedster, who's really found a role. Squaring ball, Mason Cox is there. Oh, behind McCreary. Just floats in and takes a nice little grab, 20 out directly in.
He just brings something to this team, Bo McCreary. He's a bit different. He's got genuine speed. He's a little bit raw, a little bit unpolished, but he's capable of all sorts of things. And we just saw something that we don't see him do too often. He's flying over the back of a pack. So if he adds this string to his bow, he becomes incredibly dangerous.
As the Eels scored an early try, so they lead the Storm 4-0. But more importantly, McCreary from directly in front to make it Collingwood's third. Makes the goal up by work, smashes it into the post. Oh, Bo!
Kicked that from about 17 metres out, directly in front.
2-4 to 2-1. Collingwood up.
Just harder to miss than kick it from that position by McCreary. Taking a ripping mark. You want to have that one back again. Nice kick from Sard. Can they make him pay here? Cottrell gets moving quickly. They look dangerous on the quick play. Here's Charlie Curnow. That's better. Coming out to centre forward. Spears one inside. What a kick that is. On a Coney, had to mark it. It just went through his hands. It was the perfect kick. A side bottom walks it over. Has he got a problem here, Carlton fans? I think insufficient attempt, but the kick couldn't have been any better, Chief.
It's a bad drop. It's a really bad drop. I was about to say Darcy Moore was about to get punished for sitting 5 metres off and not locking down the taller De Koning, who was inside 50. The kick was so good, he just had to mark that.
Jason Dunstall, Nathan Brown, Triple M, Seabar Supers. De Koning grabs out of the ruck. Hurried snap at goal. Dumps it out on the full. Bob Jane, Tommy Brown, buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today and T&Cs apply. This train issue that we heard about, are people still arriving, do you think?
They're definitely still arriving. I'll investigate the train issue, but Collingwood were a bit cautious on the crowd. Over 85 they're expecting, so I reckon it's about that now, to be honest with you.
Whose home game is it, Tommy?
Collingwood's home game.
Okay.
Just to look at the shorts, Howard.
Thank you. It's a good point you make. Darcy Cameron just takes a bit off the kick, goes to Steele's side bottom, who marks. Centre wing right in front of Tommy. And the champ that is Steele.
De Goey been quiet since that first goal, Ash.
Triple M red Z, De Goey just the 3 touches.
Down the line ball. Oh, the caravan's there. Nate's man, Wiedering, takes another intercept mark. Chew up below.
Certainly does. Wiedering, this intercept mark number 3.
Started well, Chew. He has, Jacob Wiedering. In the early days, it just looked... Collingwood might have blown this first quarter apart. Credit to Carlton. They're within 3 points. Wiedering's had a big part in that.
They've been able to slow the game down too, Duke. The game was played at breakneck speed in the first 7 to 8 minutes, and it was all Collingwood. Now, Carlton, ball in hand, slowing it down.
This is Newman. Finds Chera.
Outside 5.
Shaved head these days, and they're just massaging this one further up the field. On kick, Charlie Curnow looms large. Oh, brilliant contested mark.
He played a block. The umpire further afield played a block.
Non-controlling umpire, a long way away, Chief.
It's a long way to see that, Chief.
He backed himself in. He's made a positive decision.
Can't have looked at Harvey Norman on that as Noble. Excess defence. Carlton fans had a look at the replay. They're a little nonplussed about it.
Past Fogarty. Dishes it off, back to Akers. It's a nice ball inside. There was a couple of Blues. And it's Owies that's hit on the chest. And he'll line up from about 35. No real angle.
I like the fact that Blake Acres, we see this replay now.
That's it.
And the block comes out the back from Owies off the football. What do you think, Chief?
Not a lot in it. You'd get away with that more often than not, I reckon.
11-2 this year from set shots. The number 44, Matty Owies, the man from Camberwell. He's kicked 17 4 goals for the season, so he's a dead-eye style of operator. And he adds to the numbers in the negative sense. That was your fault, Chewy. 2-2 the Blues, 2-4 the Pies. 3:24 to go first term. Under cloudy skies, 21 deliveries have been bowled, Das. Lights are on. Australia's not scored a run but hasn't lost a wicket.
Your Choice Hotels around the grounds. Keep you updated on all the sport. Lots happening here on a Friday night at the MCG. And what a belter. 85,000 plus. Darcy Moore's kick in has been marked by Marchbank. He can send the Blues back inside 50, which he duly does. Looking for the target down there. Oh, Martin's taken it, Chief.
Still side bottom, went the mark from behind. He had the punch.
Just back a metre.
Jack Martin hasn't been, he's been so important over the last month, the turnaround in fortunes of the Blues. He's been a really important player. He gets an opportunity to kick a goal here.
Big moment. Harvey Norman replays, Chief. Cool side bottom. Thought the mark was on. Jack Martin stuck up the one hand. And that is a big goal that gives Carlton the lead. Huge momentum shift in this game. They've kicked the last three. 3-2-20 to 2-4-16. That is all brought down the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Well, I like the choices the Blues are making with the football. First couple of moments, first 5 or 6 minutes, it was all panic. It was all bomb out of their defensive 50. The first one was straight back to Pendlebury. Other one to the outer side. They continue to give it back to them. Now that they've had a little bit of time to settle the Blues, ball in their hands, they're making decisions, and they're making those decisions forward of the centre because they've been able to win a few clearances and start the ball in their half of the ground. So I go back to Blake Acres a couple of moments ago. He got the ball inside forward 50 to Owies, who missed the goal, but Acres had two players calling for the football who would have had their backs to the goal by giving a handball. He took the responsibility 60 metres out to kick the ball. He could see the whole field himself, took the responsibility, kicked the ball in. They had a shot at goal, didn't eventually get a goal, but it's just good choices of their kicks.
Richard, Stewie.
Last 16 minutes, the entry is 11-4 Carlton's way, and they're +3 in clearances.
Going nicely, the Blues. Doherty. Back to Chera. Collins, or Maynard gave him a shove. He didn't have the footy. Maynard retains possession, sends it down the line. It's a beautifully weighted kick to Lipinski, who nearly played on, wants to go inboard. Nick Dacos, he's got a bit of coverage on him in the form of Chin Cottage. That's a nicely placed ball. Tom Mitchell just fell into a little hole, kick and a half from home. Mitchell, crowded forward line ahead of him.
Play on. End zone.
Pops it up to the hot spot. Oh, Darcy Cameron is not there this time because it's in the form of Dan McStay.
It's 4 times already now. They haven't been able to handle the long ball going in. They've taken easy marks. They were putting their hand out.
They've got a fitty.
Must be for descent because they felt like there was a block which was very similar to one at the other end. The umpire didn't pay it, but they've got some issues in their back end at the moment, the Blues. That's 4 times.
McStay kicks his first. He just waltzes in. We'll have a look at the Harvey Norman and see what the fitty was about. Collingwood 3-4, take the lead again. The Blues 3-2. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Yeah, you can't point at the screen and tell me to look. That's an automatic 50 metres.
So 10 inside 50s for 6 marks inside forward 50 at the moment. And it's been that pop ball that goes about 30 to 40 metres. And it's just a kick in hope, really, Chief. But they haven't been able to handle it, the Carlton defenders.
Been an engaging start, though. We've got a nice free-flowing game at times. Both teams looking dangerous when they go forward.
Interesting, the umpire Mike's, we've got them exclusively mic'd up at Triple M. He just said if you point to the scoreboard and tell me to have a look, that's an automatic 50-metre penalty. That's considered descent, Howie.
Descent, was it? Right.
So Brody Kemp just did as a lot of defenders have done over the years. Please have a look at the replay. That cost them 50 and it gives the Pies the lead back. Minute 43 left in the first term. Good contest this one. Pitnet did well. Here's Nick Dacos. Guided it to himself and handed it back to Noble. Good looking kick. Lipinski started well, taken away from him by Sard. Here's Elijah Holland. A little party trick from Sard. Had a target in the corridor that he could have gone to. Decided to pull the kick. Maynard with a rare fumble. Picked up nicely by Chera. Doherty can score from there. He steered it a little to the right. And through for a minor score. 3-4 plays, 3-3. 1 point lead to the Pies. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Darcy Moore reset things. What are you seeing, Chuplo, on the Reds headers?
Yeah, Jason spoke about Carlton's pressure. It's 138 at the moment. They've been averaging 185 past 5 rounds.
They won't win if they don't lift it.
Maynard caught with the footy but had no prior opportunity on half back. What do you think that crowd's at now, Chewy?
I think we're north of 80, Howie. Early 80s, about 82,000.
Okay. Pitnet, strength in the ruck, gets it down. Only as far as Nick Dacos. Coming back the other way. It's off the boot of Hollands, who drives it forward. Quainer. Jack Martin spins in and out of trouble. The Blues pressing again. Quainer somehow got it side bottom, almost a throw. Falls to Hollands, whips it out by hand. Comes to Cherish, snapping ball. Probably should have done better from there. 30 out, missed it. Another behind. A few misses, 3-4 apiece. 36 to go in the first term.
Misses at both ends, but the positive for the Blues is creating those opportunities against this Collingwood defence.
36 seconds on the clock. Carlton down by 14 points early. Got it back to square. With time for another late score, it's going to have to be direct more. Instead goes towards the boundary line. Lipinski's been impressive. Picked up by Pitnet. Wobbles a kick inside forward 50 and it bounces at right angles deep in the right forward pocket where it will be thrown in. McDonald's and Ream-Hotwater, Triple M Rocks 40 scores level in this blockbuster on a Friday night here at the MCG.
This is where you want to play with pace, hitting the ball and the pack hard, trying to run through and take the footy.
Around the grounds at the league, Chewy.
Storm 6, Eels 4, 15 minutes into the first half.
So goals by DeGoey, Cameron and McStay, McGovern, Motlop and Martin. Sees it 3-4 apiece. Deep into the first term. The Blues trying to progress it forward. Lipinski gets his hands above the tackle. Dacos onto the footy only as far as Chincotta. Hollands had plenty of it early. Little check side only as far as T. Mitchell, and that should just about be play. So a few mistakes, but it's tight. Couldn't be tight at 3-4 apiece in front of a growing MCG crowd. The Storm is 6, the Eels are 4, Australia are 1 for 71, Kawaja 32, Labuschagne 2. All happening tonight, but all square here in the main game. McDonald's, Ream-Hotwater, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
For a Friday night feed, get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
What is on the radio?
Max Gorn. Collingwood defender Nathan Murphy's been fined $1,500 for dacking Aaron Cadman.
I'm all for that fine.
Didn't go the full Hopewadi though, which is always good.
Correct. He didn't get all the way down to the ankles, did he?
And there was no fingers involved. Old Hopewadi.
I'll park that, but I'm more
That's
than
what
happy
he
for you to
did.
go down there.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Dads, they're smart, funny, caring, and someone you know you can always count on. Hi, it's Marty Sheargold giving you all the businesses out there a little tip to get the most out of this Father's Day. When it comes to presents, dads are pretty fuss-free, much like audio. Cut through the clutter and put your business where it can be heard. Advertise right here on this station and unlock thousands of potential new customers using the power of audio. Visit triplem.com.au/advertise local.
This is Jason.
Hi.
And this is Jason's RAV4. But luckily, this is Stephen.
Hello.
Stephen runs a successful auto parts store on eBay. So, Steve makes a sale and Jason gets the part he needs.
All right. Yes.
So when you're fixing your car, get your car parts from sellers who love cars like you do. On eBay.
Dan Murphy's July catalogue is out now. Discover over 150 exclusive offers, incredible value bundle deals, and loads more for My Dan's members. Not a member? Join for free today at danmurphys.com.au. But hurry, offers end Wednesday, August 2. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Rugby's greatest rivalry returns to Melbourne. Following last year's sellout, be there and send off your Wallabies before they leave Australia for the Rugby World Cup. It's the Wallabies against arch-rival the All Blacks at the iconic MCG.
That is amazing from the Wallabies.
Be there when Eddie Jones's men in gold seek to reclaim the Bledisloe Cup on Saturday, July 29. All in, all together. Tickets are selling fast from Ticketek.
Extra, extra. Have you heard the news? Steel prices are rising. But relax. There's still time to buy your best shed now to beat the increase. Get yourself a quality Australian engineered shed made to order. Choose from Best Shed's wide range of base models or customise from scratch. At Best Sheds, we have a shed to suit all budgets, backed by a 20-year warranty. Buy your best shed now and beat the steel price rise. See more at bestsheds.com.au.
Silent slopes, the crunch of snow, sweeping views of plains below, summit selfies, parties at lunch. Is it the altitude? The schnapps packs a punch. Midweek stays with extra days at the home of Aussie Après, where memories are made and days feel fuller. A mountain of moments awaits at Mount Buller. Climb to new heights. Search Mount Buller midweek.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Pies kicked the first two, the Blues responded before McStay kicked the final one after a 50-metre directly in front. 3-4-22 apiece. Bob Jane teammates, they have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&Cs applies. Tommy Brown.
Howie, Carlton's still in their huddle. Craig McRae's been and gone in terms of delivering. In fact, he's still there delivering Collingwood's message. No injuries, which is good from that first quarter. You mentioned the surface. It is interesting. They've got rugby here on the ground tomorrow. So overnight they paint the lines, the footy lines. They repaint the rugby lines. They bring in the LED rugby signs along the boundary. They actually work on that overnight, and they'll do it all again tomorrow night, late for the game here on Sunday. The divots in rugby do impact the surface, but the MCC staff, there's about 12 of them, do a pretty good job.
What are they expecting at the rugby? That'd be an 80,000 operation, wouldn't it, Tommy, tomorrow night?
I'd only be guessing there. It could be Ash's area, that's Howie, but that sounds about right.
I'm not sure it's Ash's area, but Red Zed's, we've heard when Two-Man wanders away from footy and cricket, he can be a little exposed. But what do you got happening there, Chewy?
Yeah, Darcy Moore, 6 disposals, 3 intercept marks. Last time against Carlton, he racked up 10, as Jason said. And Hollands, leading ball winner on the ground for the Blues with 8 touches.
You got Chief and Noodles.
Well, it was a fast-paced first quarter in the first 7 or 8 minutes, Chief. Collingwood dominated and looked like how far Carlton couldn't get the ball in their half of the ground. And we know that Collingwood, 17 minutes, they lost the territorial battle last week to Port Adelaide. It was complete opposite. It wasn't until Carlton slowed the game down and started to win the football, and then they just chipped the football around until they got to a position where they could go along to Curnow, who then started to give some options forward of the ground. And Darcy Moore had a great start to the game, but I thought that as that quarter went on, Charlie Curnow got on top of him.
Well, you talk about that territory. Carlton had 14 of the last 18 inside 50, so they might have got off to a slow start, but now they're building. And what that does is amazing things for their confidence. They're coming off 5 wins. They're now playing the big boys. They got touched up at the start. Now they're back square. They are feeling good about themselves, the Blues.
Nice battle between Darcy Moore and Charlie Curnow. Darcy Moore with the early intercept marks, and then Charlie Curnow pushed up the ground and got involved. So we're about to get underway in the second term here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, 3-4-22 apiece. Close to 85,000, we think, at the MCG. It's Mason Cox to Koning, picked up by Chera. Tumbles it inside 50. Jesse Motlow's been a good touch, beautifully trapped, and then the little chip kick is going to be paid to Owies. Still side bottom, thinks it went about 7 metres, but Owies maybe outside his range. Brownie's going to hand it off to Sard, who decides to just arc back and then bomb to the goal square. Charlie Kerr, free kick, had to be, and his head tripped off. Quain has dropped it, picked up by Markov. They're going to get away with one of the Pies. They're going to get it through the hands of the goal. Look forward to seeing the Harvey Norman on that. They push it out in the McStay direction, right in front of the interchange race. We're going to have a boundary throw in. What did you make of that one, Chief?
Looked like he got tackled mid-air. Arm over the shoulder, dragged him down. Could easily have been a free kick.
Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. They're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T&Cs applies. Triple M Harvey Norman replay that one. Pendle Bridge just inches it forward, a little left foot style ball. Lipinski misses Adams with the handball, picks it up, gives it to Nick Dacos, and even Nick has to concede directly across the boundary line.
Oliver Hollands on the wing did a really good job on Josh Dacos in that first quarter, Ash.
Hollands 8 touches, Josh Dacos just the 2.
Two-man with the Red Zetas, McDonald's and Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, 3-4-22 apiece. Same score it was at quarter time. Cripps, hand pass, only goes as far as to go. He gets away from the tackle just, gives it back to Josh Dacos, inching ball forward. Falling down is Lipinski. Cripps, what's he up to, Chewy?
Patrick Cripps, 6 touches.
Georgie Hewitt sends the ball down the line. It's got Jeremy Howe's name all over it.
Stand, Jesse.
Wearing the sleeve on the left arm after that horrific broken arm he suffered earlier in the year, Jeremy Howe. Very important part of Collingwood's premiership aspirations this year. McStay, that 45-degree kick they're prepared to take through the corridor, Collingwood. They get rewarded so often. To go, he gets it to McCreary. He missed a sitter in the first quarter, and that's when he probably should have kicked as well. On the run, directly in front's missed. At that point is the margin. Collingwood lead by 3-5 to 3-4. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Melbourne Storm, Chewy.
Yeah. Scored a try, Howie, so they're up 10-4 over the Eels.
They're celebrating their 25 years, I think, tonight, Chewy, aren't they? As a short ball goes towards centre wing.
Stand!
And it's marked by Newman. Goes back defensively to Sard. And he progresses it to Brody Kemp, the man out of Echuca in Geelong Grammar. Fancy education institution is Geelong Grammar. Hit down the line, De Koning flies. Can't complete the mark. Josh Dacos sees it across the line. And the umpires played in the back. So Josh Dacos will get it. His team lead by a point, 3-5 to 3-4 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Collingwood definitely getting the better of the umpiring.
That was an extraordinary decision, that one. Josh Dacos fell over. He was rewarded with a push in the back. Free kick, Dacos. That's Josh. Under pressure, he shanked the kick slightly. Sard and Lipinski do battle. Collingwood advanced it to about 70 out from their goal. It's going to be a boundary throw-in.
6-2 the free kicks are Collingwood's favour.
Hold the meter, please, Tom.
3-5 to 3-4. Point lead to the Pies. It's on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. And we throw in Mason Cox to Coney from behind. Adams, a little bit of a fumble, and now Paddy Cripps starting to go to work. His Cripper gets it out to Chera. In front of Charlie Curnow, who's catching fire as well.
Outside 5.
Looked good when he's pushed up the ground, Curnow. This is normally where you see Harry Mackay, but unfortunately out injured, as we know. So Pitnet's the next tall forward in line. Oh, good strength, Pitnet. Mark, he could have taken. Quain at hands and knees. Motlop tries to reap it out of his hands. Picked up by Fogarty. Getting back the class of Pendlebury deep in defence to Murphy. Over the top, Josh Dacos, and he works it to Lipinski.
Lipinski, chain of hand pass. 1-2 is good. And he kicked it straight into the snout of Markov. Now McStay, he takes on the tackle. I think he might have an issue here, Dan McStay. Eventually it was squeezed out to Newman. Free kick holding the ball. Newman can't believe it. And it's going the way of Lipinski. So Collingwood getting the rub of the green, as the term goes. Lipinski drives towards Mason Cox, fisted away from him by Marchbank. Falling into an area to go. If they can get it towards him, they do now. Spins, they don't argue. But he gave one high, I reckon, there to go. And the Blues will get the free kick in the form of the number 11, Mitch McGovern.
Climb back on. Stand, please.
Some tackle stick, the Carlton players at the moment, which is helping. Hollands has got it at half back now for the Blues. Attacking down this member's wing, or Charlie Curnow had his legs taken out. And just hope he's going to be okay. That was a little bit nasty. Gets up a little bit sore. Free kick downfield, so getting a little bit ragged here, Carlton. McStay's going to enjoy this free kick. 55 out plays on open goal square. He's been dumped again, and another downfielder. So they're going to come from everywhere here. There's a bit of push and shove happening, but just losing their way a bit in the Blues.
They are. But the really interesting thing is, McCreary's got the ball. He tried to hand it off to a teammate to take the shot, because this is very similar to the position he missed from directly in front in the first quarter. and he's missed one since, so his confidence shooting for goal not great at the moment.
Not possible to miss from here again, Chief. They just can't.
Don't say it.
Little man on the shoulder can do extraordinary
10 metres out the top of the goal square. How he could kick this with his eyes closed on the non-preferred, and he couldn't have missed. How I told you.
Yes.
Bo's got one. It's the first goal of this second term. Good game unfolding here. 4-5-29 Collingwood. 3-4-22 Carlton. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard is Nick Newman's having a long conversation here, Brownie.
He is, and you just look at Mitch McGovern and you think, you do such good things, Mitch. Kicked the great goal in the first quarter. He's kept Jamie Elliott pretty quiet, but you know that if somebody's kicking the ball inside forward 50 and you're there late, you just do everything you possibly can to not touch that player. Yet he decided that, I'm going to risk it here, and I'm going to try and be a tough man and put him to the ground when there's no need, zero need to do it. The only possible outcome was they get a free kick down the field, which they did. It was just dumb play.
I'm not that confident on the non-prepared 10 out. To be
really?
No, it'd be a bit edgy there. Storm 16, Eels 4. Australia progressing without loss this morning. 1 for 77. Centre bounce. De Goey ripped off, and he might get a free. He will. Here, Jordan De Goey. He's going to play on immediately.
It's gone the other way.
Went and I just presumed it was De Goey, but it goes to Chera. Gives it to Doherty. Sam has it right in the middle of the MCG. Picture perfect night for footy. Sends it deep forward. Here come the big boys. Howe gives a shove. And it was seen. And Damo's man, Jack Martin, with his time line up from 40. And he is a good finisher, too, man. What's his work in front of the big sticks like Jack Martin?
Jack Martin, 60% converter from the set shot career-wise.
Got one back, the Blues. I felt like that was the least of all their kicks they deserved. It was there.
Hands in the back. Pushed him underneath the footy.
Jack Martin, wonderful footballer to watch. The man out of Claremont in the Gold Coast. No angle, no problem. Jack Martin has 2. Such an important player for the Navy Blues. Back to a 1-point game. The Pies 4-5, the Blues 4-4. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans, they are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
It's amazing a man with the talent that he has spent big parts of this year playing for Carlton in the twos, Chief, and you see that since he's come back in and this 5-game streak that the Blues have been on, he has been instrumental in just a second dimension in that forward line, along with Silvani, who's not out there today, but he has been brilliant.
Yeah, just one of those can look a little laconic at times, but he's got beautiful skills. He's a very good mark for his size, so he can play tall, and he's slotted into the forward 6 very, very well. A couple of goals to his name, and the Blues have got themselves knee deep in this one.
Jason Dunstall, Nate Brown, your Triple M Seabus Super special comment. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. 1-point game. Collingwood the lead. Important centre bounce unfolding here. There's the wind of Carlton coming up. Chera inside forward 50. Curnow and Darcy Moore. What a matchup that is. Jack Martin having a purple patch. Left foot bend into the top of the goal square to Koning and Murphy. Murphy was able to get a hand on it, and it's off hands out of bounds. Josh Dacos walking it over, so punt road end. It's going to be a boundary throw, and the Blues get a chance to reset again.
They're beating Collingwood up around the football at the moment. That's why they're in the contest. They're plus 14 at contested possessions, and centre clearances this term 3-0.
Cameron Mitchell, crisper. Did he get rid of the hand pass? No, he didn't. Good defensive pressure by the Blues. The tackle is applied, and as a result, they will get a shot for goal about 30 out on a 45-degree angle. The man that brought him down was Lockie Fogarty, who's kicked 5-12 this year.
Thank you.
In fact, he's kicked 4-2. Sounds a bit more like it. So to make it a 5th goal for the season for Fogarty, 45-degree angle, nice finish. Misses though. Gee, there's some missed opportunities, Chiefy. 4-5 to 4-5.
They are, but you get the feeling from the way both teams have started, we're not going to see a big margin in this game. Ebbing and flowing, it's who's going to use the ball the most effectively when they have their scoring opportunities, but both teams creating those opportunities each time they go forward.
I'm going to ask you, Chief and Nate, about Tom Mitchell and where you see him in this back half of the year. Some talk around certainty of his role as the Pies get it to centre wing, picked up, dumped forward by Wiedering. He's had a nice start of the game. Murphy in defence for Collingwood takes the mark. to Noble. They're going to try and get it out the Shane Warne stand side. Through to Jeremy Howe. They've got some options out. Markov. He presses pause for a moment and then back through the corridor to Jeremy Howe. True centre half back. Shares it with Pendlebury. What's he had, please, Stu Man?
10 touches.
Game 376. Remarkable AFL career. More possessions than anyone in VFL AFL history. How he's got his Pendlebury.
Extraordinary. Driving ball to the centre of the MCG on a long lead. The mark's not taken. The Blues can come back the other way. It's a nice pass. They go to George Hewitt. He gives off to Chera. Good finisher. Deep ball forward. There's a man all the way at the back. It's Owies. Owies just snuck out the back of the entire affair and should kick another goal for the Blues to make it 2 for the term and a goal lead from 20 out. But we've seen some shockers, but I think this is in the bag for Owies.
Yeah, they let themselves wide open, the Pies, after going for a really aggressive kick down the corridor.
Owies from no angle, 21 metres out, pokes it home. 2 in a row for the Blues, who lead by that goal, 5-5 to 4-5. 11 to go second term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Nice game of footy.
Again, and being able to win a contested football, so it's plus 17 now. They took that kick you were talking about, Chief. It was Maynard, and they do that kick a lot, Collingwood, so they take it on through the middle of the ground to centre half forward. But the Human Caravan was aware to it. Jacob Waring wasn't an intercept possession, but he got in front of his player and was able to bring the ball to ground level. So normally Collingwood mark that football and then go, and they've got an open forward line. Ball hits the ground level. They win a contested possession. Then the most important thing, they didn't give it back. There was a nice kick coming through the middle of the ground by Nick Newman. A lot of clubs at the moment, when they play Collingwood, when they get an opportunity, they panic through the middle of the ground, don't make the right decisions. Since about the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, Carlton have made really good decisions.
And that ground ball, 30-9 Carlton's way.
True Man with the Triple M Red Z lending stats. Some of the numbers really coming up. Carlton, another clearance opportunity. Georgie Hewitt out in front of Hollands, giving chase. Look at the speed of McCreary. Made up enormous ground. Doherty, though, is going to get the Blues inside forward. 50, Charlie Curnow.
He paid it.
Yes, Chief.
To Darcy Moore.
No, Chief.
He doesn't look happy. Charlie Curnow. It's good play on. No one's noticed it.
In my binoculars, that felt like Charlie had taken the big chunk of the mark. Darcy Moore just coughed it up to Doherty, and they'll go back inside 50.
They do now to the outer pocket. Oh, he's on a long lead. Maynard comes back with a timely fist. What are you seeing on the Red Z lenders? Chew up below.
The front half intercepts for the Blues. They've already racked up 10. Collingwood only the 4.
Room hot water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Only one choice, ask your plumber to install a room. So the ball tossed in with the Blues kicking only 2 goals for the term. They're pressing at the moment. Cox wasn't sure what to do, not sure how he got rid of it. Hewitt also has got an issue, little underground hand pass to Pitnet. Tackled, screwed around the corner, fisted away by Moore. Falls straight to Cherry. He's already had one snap towards goal that he missed, and this one's tumbling across the line. 2 metres away from the behind post. His team lead at 5-5 to 4-5. That's the Blues, 10 to go before the major break.
Since Carlton want to get some scoreboard advantage from their domination here, they are really on top in this game. Just enjoying a 6-point lead at the moment. Curnow doing the ruck work deep inside forward. 50's drawn the free kick against Mason Cox. So there is a little bit of a gift back. Maso arguing the point, but I think he collected him high. In pretty good hands here.
Look at the replay, and definitely the hand is over the shoulder. Charlie Curnow should have got a free kick before in a marking contest, something similar, and he should go back and kick this.
64 goals last year, one in the Coleman medal. Charlie Curnow. This will be goal number 62 if he can slot it through. Punt right in, 30 metres out. He's got it. And the Navy Blues have kicked 3 in a row for the second time. And they have got it out to a margin of 12 points, which would be game high from a Carlton perspective. They have started this game well. The Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Adam Chera, a big part of the Blues drive in this second term. 7 touches, 4 centre clearances, if you don't mind. So they're doing beautifully out of the centre square. And they're dominating the territory battle now, the Blues, and they're going to continue to give themselves good looks inside 50.
Just watch Nick Newman run the length of the field. So he was playing the defensive end when they kicked that goal, and he has followed Mason Cox all the way from the forward end to the back end and lipped the whole way. It would have been a 150-metre run for Nick Newman.
Clearances, Chera with 6, Nick Dacos 3, Jordan Agoe 3. What else are you seeing on the stats? How's Nick Dacos going, Chewy?
Yeah, Nick Dacos, 9 touches, only 3 in this quarter.
Okay. Darcy Cameron, Pitnet falls on the ground, gets stuck under his legs. There is Nick Dacos. Little underground kick off the surface. Tom Mitchell thought he should get a free kick against Cripps. The umpire said, no, that's all okay.
George Hewitt been going to Nick Dacos at most of the stoppages at the moment. Paddy Cripps just got up, Chief, and had to go at Nick Dacos.
He did, wasn't happy.
Akers goes back to Doherty through the hands of Newman. Centre wing contest. Fisted away towards the boundary line. The Blues have got the numbers. Akers had a bit of a chew.
Triple M Red Z, 9 touches.
Ball sent forward by the Blues towards Curnow. Owies has kicked one this term. Sends it in the path of Murphy. Comes back to Maynard. Hand pass needs to be spot on. Bit of an issue now. Motlop opening into a little gap. Here comes Jack Martin. He's already kicked 2. Quaynor gets a boot to the head, but the Blues continue to press.
At the moment,
only 3 for the turn.
Sorry, Howie. They are right on top. Just at everything contested. Contested football, ground balls. Carlton are right on top of Collingwood, and they've been able to kick their goals to take advantage of it as well.
Nathan Chiefs, Triple M Seabus Supers. They've got nice territory as well. 2-man time in forward half this quarter.
Triple M Red Z in this quarter, 65% to the Blues, 35 to Collingwood.
I haven't seen Collingwood be beat up too many times in the last 18 months like they are at ground level at the moment.
So again, it's camped inside their forward half here, the Blues. Josh Dacos, everything's under pressure. He's kicked straight down the lap of Koning. And Jacob Wiedering is saying, I want you to shoot and have a crack, young man. I back you in. Koning doesn't look as confident as Wiedering, and so he goes for the centering kick to Newman.
Play on. End zone.
Newman is going to pop it out in front of Charlie Curnow, getting some real heavy attention from behind. Darcy Moore, now Noble, Lipinski. This is where they're really dangerous when they build from half back to Pies. Short one's okay to McStay.
McStay. To go on the first term. Drives a drop punt down the line. Mason Cox hasn't been a factor. Gets shoved off at Myercheck. Had an early look. Blues have got the numbers coming back. Well done. Adams was competing with 2. And Dockett was the one that won it. Went very short. Gets away with it to Newman. Nick takes a bit off the kick.
Looks like Carlton have been controlling the wings, Ash. What are the numbers out in the wings?
Look at Hollins. He's picked up 10 touches, and Akers, he's picked up 9 as well.
And beating Josh Dacos is still side one, who have been fantastic for Collingwood this year.
Jack Martin moves off Maynard. Not an easy thing to do. Beats him in a contested Martin.
Oh, they're out.
Everywhere options. Curnow. He's got Owies out the back again. Matty Owies has snuck out the back of the defensive press once again. He wants to play on. Centering ball. Works to Cripps. Plays on. Runs out of room. Quaynor's got him. Quaynor does never let anyone go. And somehow they've coughed up a certain goal, the Blues. Quaynor, did he get a free kick? He should have. He did. He's unstoppable, Isaac Quaynor.
Matty Owies, you're down there for a reason. If you work hard, you take the mark 15 metres out. I know it's a tight shot, but you should be able to snap that on your left. Don't be so unselfish. Do your job.
Mason Cox competing right in front of the Triple M commentary box here. Members wing side. Sard picks it up again. Squeezes it down the line. Oh, he can't keep it. Was Cripps called to play on with that short kick?
I'm assuming so. Otherwise, why would he have played on? Because he did, in fact, take the mark. Mustn't have not travelled 15, Jude. Speaks the same thing.
12-point lead to the Blues. 6:31 remaining in this first half. Carlton have really put their foot down, dominating, as Brownie's been telling you, all the contested stats. Picked up by Cunningham. They get a kick forward to 50 and taking the mark is Chincotta. And he looks like McCreary was the man that he edged underneath. It's going to go back and shoot. Alex Chincotta, just his 12th game, only kicked 2 career goals. This is big.
It's a little bit of luck. The ball wasn't meant to go there from Paddy Cripps, but it got there in the end. But to beat Collingwood, at times you need that little bit of luck, but now you need to take advantage of what you've been given and kick the goal.
It's a pre-season sup pick-up after Zach Williams went down with the ACL injury. Chincotta's getting better each week. And what about the strike there from Chincotta? That was outstanding. Never looked like doing anything apart from sailing through, and that is 4 unanswered goals. Carlton jump out to an 18-point lead on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Something building here, Nath. The Blues are dominating their ability to control the ball in the midfield, and then, as a result, turn it into inside 50s. They just continue to get really good looks. And it's only a matter of time, like that kick there, before they start converting them.
What are the ground balls now, Ash? They're plus 21 in contested footy.
Ground ball gets 38 to 13, plus 25 for absolute hammering Browning.
All 4 goals for the term. They've 7 of the last 9 goals here, the Blues, and they lead at 7-5 to 4-5. You know Collingwood will come, but the Blues at the moment lead by a game high 18 points. 5.5 to go, first term. McDonald's Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. The Aussies 1 for 80, Kawaja 34, Labuschagne 5, and the Storm lead the Eels 24 to 10. Choice Hotels round the ground. Nick Dacos, rare fumble from Nick. As a result, he loses possession. Akers. Chera's had a fair bit of a chewy.
15 touches.
Wobbling ball for Jack Martin. Kick 2 was jumping Jack. Has he got the range, Nate?
Absolutely.
50. Wants to go short. No, he has to go back anyway.
That is an elite kick, and he can kick it long as well. Settle down, Jack. Go back. Kick the goal.
This to make it 5 in a row for the famous Navy Blues. Jack Martin's got a couple. He'll have to kick from outside 50. His eyes are darting. Doesn't look confident. He's a rangy customer, is Jack.
Yeah, wait for me.
Chew said there's 80 plus in the house.
He's right here with me.
Crosses the centre square now, and in the end takes it off the kick. Drops it, wasn't comfortable, and in the end it works straight out for the Pies. Darcy Cameron just lopes in and takes an easy mark. Bob Jane, Tommy Brown.
Isaac Quaynor's gone down to the rooms, I suspect, just for a blood rule, so he should be back relatively soon.
Tommy?
I'm a fan of the barrel, and I'm being serious there. I reckon Jack Martin's easily a 5 or 6 out of 10 with a barrel, and the other 2 that he might shank are a better kick than that so obvious setup kick.
Yeah, I agree, Duke.
Bring back the barrel, Nate.
Brings the crowds back, Darcy.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to legislate for that. One of the great parts of the game that's disappeared, Howie.
Did you ever let the old barrels go, Chief?
In a night game, I let one go, Howie.
Did you?
Got a ripper.
Yeah, straight through.
Yeah.
How far out? 70 odd?
That's okay.
55, 60.
Were drop kicks still around when you were playing?
Very funny, Nate. Didn't you run in and kick one at one stage just to taunt the team you were playing?
Yeah, we did. And then when we proceeded to lose after that, I remember 7-5, 47 Carlton, 4-5, 29 Collingwood, Triple M Titanium Caravan.
How much were you in front by, Nate?
26 points at that point.
And you got rolled?
Yes, we did.
What did the coach say? Who was the coach, Rocket?
No, Terry.
What did Terry say?
I can't repeat it on radio.
Right, Josh Dacos marks. Defensive flank. It's a good long piercing ball. Sets it up for Adams. Taylor's got it. Centre wing. Doesn't see many options. Now he drives into the pocket towards Elliott, but he's going to be cut off by Nate's man, the Caravan, Wiedering, who marks uncontested on the D50.
Last 15 minutes. You know what? I was just going to say, Taylor Adams works really hard, but gee, butchers the footy. I reckon that's 3 times he's turned it over directly by foot going forward.
Jack Martin.
Push, Collingwood.
Great contest. Jack Martin, who got a bit of a push in the back himself, and then cannoned into Oleg Markov.
Last 15 minutes, 10 inside 50s to 1. Carlton have scored 4 goals, 1 from that.
Got an 18-point lead. Nate on the back of it. 3 minutes until half-time. Markov goes to centre forward. Defensive spoil. Lands in the lap of Pitnet back. Then Newman stepped around McCreary. And then a little 6-metre pass has been good play on, as you can hear. Chera's been really good. Down the line looking for DeConey. Beautiful take from Jack Martin. Slick handball was good to Doherty. He pulls the kick nicely. That was good news. Finds Fogarty. Deepest forward in line. He's going to go short instead to Cripps. 55 metres out. The reigning Brownlow medalist just stepped around Jeremy Howe like he wasn't even standing there. Centering kick to Coney. Great courage. Good contest. Motlop front and centre. Picked up by Mitchell. Oh, Crisper. Thought he was away. Now he's got to work hard through some heavy traffic. To Darcy Cameron. Look at the appetite the Blues have got for the contest. Charging in at it. Fogarty back in. Over the top side. It comes out wide and side bottom. Got enough skill to get it out to Myercheck.
Pies are under pressure like we've seen them a few times this year. Hollands, another possession, Chewy. There's a free kick, so he might not get it.
Is that 11 Hollands?
He won't get that one because it's a free kick to Caleb Marchbank.
Oh, they were out there, the Pies too. Really poor decision from Myercheck to tap it. He could have taken possession.
Little Piercer inside 50. Motlop went the one poor. Oh, good tackle though on Cameron. The little man just grabbed him and brought him to ground, but the umpire said he had no prior.
Well, he did have prior. He elected to take the tackle.
And then lifted the ball up. Yeah,
the ball, Nate. Sure.
The tackle.
Blues continue to press. They've kicked only 4 goals for the quarter. They lead it 47-29. Collingwood under pressure. It's a little check side towards the boundary. That'll be insufficient intent, is it? Nope,
what's been the most impressive thing about this is you see lower clubs trying to get themselves up the ladder, play against the ladder leaders, and they get 15 to 20 minutes of domination, but they can't put it on the scoreboard. The big thing tonight is the Blues, 10 inside 50s. They've kicked the 4 goals. They've taken their chances.
Turning out to be a big half for the Blues. 18-point lead. They've got another inside 50. This time marked by Jeremy Howe. He goes way across the ground. We're seeing Dacos brothers fumble. We're seeing some pressure applied to Collingwood. Rarely see Darcy Moore tried to play and it probably wasn't on. They're going to get through to Markov. Jamie Elliott was calling for it. Markov gets it back. He's got enormous speed. Akers gives chase. Can they get a late goal here? The Pies. Meyer checking the goal square over the top. McCreary can't get a handle on it. Off hands through for Meyer to score 7-5-47. That's Carlton 4-6-30. Collingwood Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Saw him take a great mark in the first term coming over the back. McCreary, that was probably an easier one. Just wasn't able to grab it. Would have been a certain goal.
Jason Dunstall, Nathan Brown, Triple M Seabass Super. Seabass make the hard work pay off. Australia 81 for 1. Kawaja 34. Labuschagne 7 on 55 rocks. Going for the Aussies in the cloudy conditions at the moment. The Crisper, 2-man.
Crisp, Triple M, Red Z lending stats. Just the 3 touches, Howard.
Okay, sends it inside 50. Wiedering with a big fist. Nick Dacos back towards Akers. Spun in the tackle. Hewitt gets the arms out. Dacos does well. Pendlebury into Nick Dacos. Loops it out the back more by field than anything else to Adams. They've got no room to operate. The Blues are swarming at the moment. And it's a free kick going to Newman.
Carlton pressure rating 2-man?
Yeah, this quarter in particular.
Yeah, this quarter it's at 168, but in the front half of the ground, Jason, they're racking up those tackles.
Yeah, 16-3, the tackles in the forward half. That's where they're applying the pressure, the Blues.
Just 13 seconds remaining in this first half as Darcy Cameron takes a good mark. If he gets moving quickly, they can get a late one in. Maynard does pull the trigger. Looking for a contested mark. Wiedering's brilliant. How many intercept marks? 2 is that?
Intercept mark number 5.
On world record pace, Jacob Wiedering. Half time here at the MCG. 85,000-ish in the house. And the Carlton fans are going to be excited about this. An 18-point lead, or 17-point lead, 7-5 to 4-6. The way of Carlton, you got the Chief, Jason Dunstall, Nate Brown, Mark Howard, Tommy Brown at ground level, and the two-man on a Friday night. They have thrown down a nice challenge here, the Blues. McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M Rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M Saturday Rub combines sizzling highlights
Take a left foot
with quizzing lowlights.
Which 2 players with the surname Hill have played the most AFL games? So I'll give you, there's Bradley and there's Stephen.
Oh, no. You've just given the answer.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from noon for Geelong and Fremantle. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles checked and locked prices are more than 20% below market prices every day of the year. Yes, National Tiles are dedicated to helping our clients save money on their tiles every day of the year. Come in store or online now and see for yourself. Proof of National Tiles checked and locked prices on many of our most popular tiles at 20% below market prices every day of the year. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
BP Plus is the perfect fuel card for clever business owners looking to streamline their fuel expenses and be rewarded while doing it. Sign up to BP Plus to earn triple Qantas points for 6 months and up to 5 cents off per litre on eligible fuel. Plus, fill up with 10,000 litres within that 6 months and earn an additional 100,000 bonus Qantas points. That's doing business the clever way. Limited time offer. Min spend. Litre criteria apply. Must be a Qantas Business Rewards member to earn Qantas points. For T's and C's, visit bpplus.com.au.
Dan Murphy's July catalogue is out now. You'll love this month's value wine picks approved by our expert wine panel and all under $15 each, including Grant Burge Barossa Inc. Shiraz, only $14 for My Dan's members. Offers end Wednesday, August 2. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Nail yourself a bargain at the Total Tools $10 million stock take sale on now. We're absolutely slashing prices across the store. Excess stock, last year's models, deleted lines and so much more, all priced to clear. This is our biggest stock take sale yet, so check your local store to nab massive bargains. Strictly limited stock, so hurry. Unbeatable prices, totally. Total Tools, totally sorted.
We all need connection. Across this big brown land, our radio community keeps you connected, but sometimes you need more. If you're struggling, don't keep it self. Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice. There's a collection of organisations, real people, ready and waiting to hear from you. If you know someone who needs help, use this moment to reach out, because sometimes all you need is a voice.
Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks Friday night football, the Triple MCG. We've got a serious game on our hands. The story in the first half is that Carlton at halftime against the league leaders are up by 17.75. 47 the Blues against Collingwood 4-6-30. So much to dissect in what's been an unbelievably interesting first half. I'm joined by Jason Dunstall, Ash Chua and Nathan Brown, and he's playing weight, I reckon, Brownie, but it's just down to his second jam donut tonight. He might not be for much longer.
No, he doesn't do the jam donuts, Tommy.
Doesn't he?
Custard.
Custard donuts.
Yeah, they're pretty good here at the MCG.
Like a cream custard or a chocolate custard?
That's a cream custard.
Okay, there you go. He's in good nick, Brownie. Jason, I might start with you. Carlton have taken their opportunities tonight, which I guess is the difference vis-a-vis some other sides that have had chances this year against the Pies, but just haven't grabbed them, and their forward line in particular has worked well. Yeah, we spoke earlier about Collingwood being the best team in terms of converting their set shots and making the most of their opportunities, and they've been wasteful tonight, but the Blues now are dominating territory, 30-20 the inside 50s. The Pies don't normally concede those sort of numbers. So if this continues, there's no doubt that Carlton will go on and win the game. But what they're doing is they're getting out the back a number of times, they're creating good contests, they're getting good numbers, and they're really stretching the Collingwood defence. And truth be told, if Darcy Moore hadn't been down there, the margin could be quite a sizable one. Jace, you've been in this position before on top of the ladder numerous times and gone on to win 4 or 5 flags. Is this a worry tonight for Collingwood? Are there some signs that worry you, or is it just a case of Carlton just being better? What would Craig McRae, for example, be saying? Would he be worried at halftime? He won't be worried because he knows how good they are at finding a way out of trouble. And they've done it so many times, come from behind. Now, he knows they're not playing their best. They've made some ordinary decisions. Some of the skills have been a little bit off what we expect from them. He also knows the Blues are playing really well. So you've got an opposition that's red hot, going for 6 wins in a row, playing full of confidence. Things are going their way. Collingwood's a few steps away from what their normal level is, but that might come in the second half. They'll make a few adjustments. They'll try and lift. Mightn't be good enough, but, I mean, just because you're top of the table doesn't mean you win every game either. They're getting beaten at the moment by a better team. Brownie commented in that first quarter in particular that Carlton changed the pace of the play, and that was the catalyst for the game shifting.
Oh, the game, the first 6 or 7 minutes was all played on Collingwood's terms, and they were just routing them out of the middle. They were running and carrying off half back, and they were moving the ball like lightning, and the Blues really couldn't get their hands on it, and every time they did, they'd bomb it out of the defensive 50, the ball would come back in, so they were lucky they weren't further behind. But then the Blues started to win the football at the ground level and at the contested footy part, and they didn't give it back to them. They slowed the game down. And from that point, they were able to chip the ball around. Charlie Curnow got himself set in a good couple of contests, and they started from there. And then after that, they really dominated Collingwood at ground level.
And you mentioned the wings are interesting. I mean, we've seen Sidebottom dominate all season, but tonight the coins flip.
Well, Josh Dacos only had 2 touches in that first quarter up against Oliver Hollands, who had 8 or 9, did a really good job. Josh Dacos came into it in that second term, but I didn't feel like his 11 possessions in that second term had any real value. There was a lot of scrappy kicks. There's a lot of kicks in the back end coming out of defensive 50. So even though he's had 13 at half time, I feel like Collingwood have been beaten soundly on the wings tonight.
This is the halftime break from Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it. At Mitre 10 Trade, Ash Chua. Let's go through some individual players if I can to start with. There was a bit of a view that some of Collingwood's big ball winners were on the quieter side last week. What are the stats tonight, for example, on De Goey and Tom Mitchell?
Yeah, Jordan De Goey, pretty quiet, kicked the first major of the game, didn't he? So just the 8 disposals and a major. And Tom Mitchell, he's had 12, but he hasn't registered a clearance as yet.
And Shearer back into the side tonight for the Blues.
Yes,
on fire.
He is. 17 disposals, 5 clearances, 4 out of the middle. All those 4 centre clearances occurred in that second quarter. You look at his metres gained, Tom, 481 metres gained and a half. He's ranked third at Carlton, averaging 391.
That's impressive. And the contested possessions and Carlton's ground ball stats?
Yeah, as Rowney mentioned, an absolute smashing the Blues' way there. Plus 21 in contested ball, and the ground ball 43-18 Carlton's way at plus 25.
Great feature at half-time is the Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does tonight's from the first quarter.
McCreary from directly in front to make it Collingwood's third. Makes the goal up by work, smashes it to the post. Oh, Bo!
Kicked that from about 17 metres out, directly in front.
Just harder to miss than kick it from that position by McCreary.
Got a third, contrary to some belief that he could do it in the second quarter. Jace, do you address that with him at half-time, or just let him go? Because it can become toxic, can't it?
Yeah, it can. Yeah, look, but if you go and try and get in his head and say, mate, you've got to convert, you're just putting more pressure on him. They know. They've been the best at converting this year. They've had an off first half, missed a couple that they should have kicked. I wouldn't be saying anything. They know what's expected of them. And just a couple of news discussion points, obviously, in the build-up to tonight. Collingwood, I guess this is not a surprise, setting a new membership record in excess of 101,000 members. I'm told you can still sign up, which could be a popular move, of course, coming into the finals. And Brownie and Jason Ash, a lot of discussion regarding Nick Dacos' new contract. I think Damien Barrett had this on Footy Classified, Nath, one of your programs, associated programs this week. He could sign until 2029. Is that good business on Collingwood's part, given the, I guess, caution at the moment around long-term deals, or do you just back Nick into the hill?
I think it is for a player his age. So we spoke to Craig Kelly before the game, and he said that anyone over 25, it can be a bit of a risk, but somebody so young who you know is going to be at your next football club for the next 10 to 12 years and might get injured along the way, but at his age, there is so much upside. The danger is when players are 25, 26, 27 and these long-term deals are given.
With the new CBA, you're the numbers man, Nath. I know Peter in the paper this morning on the radio, in fact, was very cautious to play down the $1 million plus factor. But if you extrapolate that over the life of that deal, if he's Collingwood's number one player, he'll earn over $1 million a year with the new salary cap, surely.
Yeah, I think so. So we chatted pre-game about it. I think I came up with $1 million. I think the Chief was at 1.2. Das was a bit lower than that. Damo was a bit higher, so he was around the 1.5 mark. So somewhere between that 1 and 1.5 is the sweet spot. Maybe it is where Chief said it might be the 1.2.
Well, he's got some more immediate concerns tonight. Obviously, hopefully he'll lead the Pies for supporters' sake back into this game, but it's all on the line as far as Carlton's concerned. They're effectively playing a final tonight to keep themselves in contention. Don't go away from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks Friday night football.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Let's all gather around the radio.
When you say action,
I'm your guy.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Never trust a fart.
It has Marty Sheargold.
Oh, my God. Well, let me apologise in advance.
A man that isn't afraid of asking the big questions.
Hash browns. Discuss.
Yeah. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. It's a show for grown-ups.
I mean, flick around right now and see if anyone's doing a pumpkin story. They won't be. They'll be talking about photos of their kids.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Buying a home? Contact Exopest for a termite inspection before you invest. Those nasty critters with pointy teeth, they'll destroy your home from underneath. Up, down, north, south, east or west, get your protection from Exopest. Put those termites down to rest. What to do? See Exopest. No worries, mate, they'll do it right. With Exopest, you've won the fight. Pest Manager of the Year. Safe, affordable, reliable. Exopest.com.au. 1-800 68 69 22.
Usually, polar bears spend most of their time hunting on the sea ice. But this year, thanks to Bundy Rum, you may find one hidden in your local bottle shop. Bundy has given a few NRL legends golden bears to hide in cans of Bundy Rum. Find one and you'll score 10 grand. There are also thousands of NRL prizes to be won. So, where's the bear? Just follow Bundaberg Rum on Facebook and Instagram to find out.
Extra, extra, have you heard the news? Steel prices are rising. But relax. There's still time to buy your best shed now to beat the increase. Get yourself a quality Australian engineered shed made to order. Choose from Best Shed's wide range of base models or customise from scratch. At Best Sheds, we have a shed to suit all budgets, backed by a 20-year warranty. Buy your best shed now and beat the steel price rise. See more at bestsheds.com.au.
We all need connection. Across this big brown land, our radio community keeps you connected, but sometimes you need more. If you're struggling, don't keep it to yourself. Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice. There's a collection of organisations, real people, ready and waiting to hear from you. If you know someone who needs help, use this moment to reach out, because sometimes all you need is a voice.
Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice.
G'day Australia, Alan from Volkswagen here. Finally, there's a ute that answers the toughest of critics. You. Think more tech, advanced safety, a completely new design, and epic power. The all-new Amarok, born from tough love.
Gear up for work and uni with great savings at Jcar's IT and Tech Sale. 20% off routers, extenders, adapters and more. 25% off hubs, converters, keyboards, mice and more. Save up to 35% on portable power banks, QI chargers, laptop power supplies, etc. Up to 20% off selected wireless security kits and cameras. Plus save on headphones, smart tech, leads, cables, racking and more. Don't miss out on these fantastic bargains. Hurry into your local Jcar store now. Sale ends soon. Jcar, tech, electronics and more.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Half time here. The Blues, it was all square at quarter time. They kicked 4 goals unanswered to lead the Pies 4-6-30. The Blues 7-5-47. So a 17-point margin the way of the Blues. And the Aussies won 4-82. The Melbourne Storm lead the Eels 24-10. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business. Join Beacon Trade. Get exclusive trade benefits like free access to our lighting design services for you and your clients. What a way to add value to your business. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. All right, Chiefy, I head down the road to the Cattery tomorrow, which I'm excited about. Geelong take on Freo, who have beaten the Cats the last 2 times. One of those at the Cattery. Any chance the Dockers?
0.
Okay, we'll move on from that one. At the same time, Chief, which I don't understand, there's a game at 1:45. There was another game at 1:45, which I really do not understand. The Bulldogs take on the Giants. Good game, that one. Yeah. They had a nice rivalry too, and that's in Ballarat.
So flip of the coin, this one. I only sided with the Bulldogs because they play well at Ballarat.
6 of their last 7 they've won there.
Okay, Nath, can you explain to me why there's games going concurrently while we're cannibalising our product? Any explanation for that?
No explanation at all for me.
Okay, and then we get to the Q clash, the Suns versus the Lions. That's all about the Lions. And again, another clash, big couple of games. Essendon versus Sydney Chief. How are you feeling about the Bombers, 11th versus 12th? It's finals or bust for these teams.
Yeah, I'm off the Bombers. I've tumbled into them too many times. They let you down. But they're going to be hurt by the injuries, particularly Ridley down back. No Stringer. So they've got some problems. Sydney probably just travelling a bit better than them.
Crows 13, Port Adelaide 2nd. Big affair, this one at the Adelaide Oval, Noodles.
It is just too many injured players for Adelaide at the moment. Key players too. Isaac Rankin goes out. So Port Adelaide, they were so good last week without getting the job done. I think they win this game. And it was the last showdown where Warren Tredrea made the famous call afterwards that it was untenable.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then the Hawks take on the Saints.
Oh, go you, good thing.
Brandon Ryan out of the Bowenhead Seagulls makes his debut tomorrow for the Hawks. So good luck to that young man. Hawks got beat by a point but played some good footy last week before the Tigers kicked the last 6 of the whole affair, Chiefy.
And beat the Saints earlier in the year, Howie.
Yes.
Could do the double, I suspect.
You think the Hawks win that tomorrow?
I think they're a good chance.
You never tipped the Hawks.
Very good chance.
Didn't even pick them when they were unstoppable in the three-peat.
Did you see St Kilda last week?
I did not see St Kilda. I saw the Hawks.
If you did, you'd be really confident.
Richmond versus Melbourne, Sunday afternoon, Noodles.
Melbourne for me.
Melbourne.
I don't think Richmond are going anywhere near good enough. They've won their last 3 games, but they haven't been impressive. They beat the Hawks and that to come from the clouds. Before that, they beat West Coast and that was unconvincing as well. And the week before that, they beat Sydney. They had to come from behind again. So the form line isn't great. 4 weeks ago, they got pumped by Brisbane.
And then, Two-Man. The West Coast Eagles take on the Kangaroos. 18th versus 17th at Optus. How are you feeling?
Not confident.
Do you want to win?
No. Yes, of course.
How can you not be confident, Ash?
No. I was more confident leading up to the St Kilda game for some reason.
Right. You've got to be kidding me.
No, I was. Yeah, going St Kilda, they're struggling. But
mate, if you effectively turn up on time, you get given the 4 points.
Adam Simpson under a lot of pressure as well, so I think...
Is he?
Yeah, well, we all know that.
One of your Warriors, I noticed, a great fella and a great bloke, Jack Ziebell, announced his retirement.
Yeah, and what a Warrior he's been.
Too. He's been fantastic.
He certainly is the former captain, Jack Ziebell. Yep.
All right. Okay. You got anything to add, Darth, or not?
Well, 17 points was the margin that Collingwood came back from three-quarter time last week. I was in Adelaide at that game. It's one of the best home and away games we've seen.
Geez, you called it well too.
Thank you, Howie. We've got some feedback, Howie, as you normally do. But it was, you just look at Collingwood and you go, can this keep going on, Chief and Nate, their ability to lift from behind? They seem to have a magic formula on it. It's half-time, so there's a long way to play in this game. But what do you think, Nate? Is it some sort of mystique they've got going when they are down to three-quarter time?
Well, they have, and right now Carlton would have had to deal with the fact that they'll know they'll come back. So the big question is, does Michael Voss mention it to them at a half-time, or does he just trust the players and what they can do? What sort of feedback do you get, Stu?
Oh, a lot of positive stuff.
That's
Nate.
Good to hear.
Did you get both teams saying you were biased towards the opposition in one game?
I did show that to you, Harry, because I don't have the Twitter account, but someone sent me a screenshot. You hate Collingwood and you, in the second lady, you hate Port Adelaide. It's upsetting everyone.
I agree with both of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're a very one-eyed operator for both sides. Oh, take it away, Guru.
Let's get this one underway in the second half here. It's a 17-point lead to the Blues, who are outstanding in that first half. Nick Dacos. What did he have in the first half, please, Jimmy?
Nick Dacos, 12 touches, a couple of clearances.
Hasn't had enormous impact. It's such a high bar that we have for that young man. It's going to be thrown up inside the centre again. Hollins was impressive in the first half. Here is Nick Dacos, immediately set upon De Goey. Got clipped a little high by Chincotta. Jordan De Goey releases the handball to Maynard. Well, he got a little bit of a touch, and that free kick was played downfield to Mychek. And the Pies get the first of the second half. McStay should take the mark. Pretty well done down there by McGovern. Newman picks it up. His handball was smothered. Ricochets back to Josh Dacos. He loved it. Absolutely loved it. The second he kicked it, put his head straight in the air. Pete's in the box celebrating. Josh Dacos kicks the first of the second half. And that brings the margin back to 5-6-36. Collingwood 7-5-47. Carlton. That is on the Chilling Beacon Trade scoreboard. And Pete's pretty happy on the Harvey Norman.
Well, the thing they can't do now is go back into their shell. Collingwood kicked the first goal, and we saw it last week. Steel Sidebottom last quarter kicks the first goal. Carlton have got to continue to win the ground balls and the contested footy. That's where they dominated. 33-13 in that first half. They need to continue to dominate that area.
Harvey Norman replay. Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. We're giving a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T&Cs applies. Peter Dacos is missing a real opportunity, Das, to not have some sponsorship as he comes to the footy because he gets on the TV a lot. Australia 1 for 86. The Storm lead the Eels 30-10.
Could go the David Cloak 2 Dogs Lemonade, Howie.
Is that a footy show?
Yeah. Sorry, I apologise. Mike's Hard Lemonade has been reliably
He wore that to the tribunal.
Tribunal. It's always good. Trying to get it clear is Chera. Kicks it straight in the path of Nick Dacos. Now the Blues through Akers. Just wobbles it about 30 metres forward. Still in the centre square. Hollins had a good first half. Josh Dacos to the crisper. McCreary got some toe. Now uses it. Takes a bounce to Bow. Takes a second. Goes inboard to DeGoey. You want to go the 1-2. They run out of room. Goes to Myercheck. Flying shot. Won't be a goal. McStay marks strongly in front of Brody Kemp. And Dan will have a shot. Stevie J style, out of pocket.
Yeah, just needs to take his time. This should be a regulation on your natural foot. Tighten the pocket. Just a little round the corner. Players very adept at this.
Kicked one in the first term, did D. McStay. Oh, he gets it skinny. There's no one on the line. And he just caught it behind. 10-point margin. The way of the Blues, Triple M Beacon Trade score. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. You didn't really get much of that one, Chiefy.
No, nearly had an air swing. They have missed a few opportunities, the Pies. They don't want to do that. Not the way Carlton are playing.
Carlton still with a 10-point lead. Sard's kick marked by Maynard. And come out with a real sense of purpose here, the Pies, in the second half. Short on his Lipinski. He's been pretty impressive, Chu-Man.
Disposal number 8, couple of marks.
Not that impressive then, Chu. Extends in the Darcy Cameron direction. Juggled attempt at mark, not paid. Pendlebury lurking, getting back there, Jack Martin, and that's going to be held up inside forward 50. At the putt road end, it's going to be thrown up for 7.5.47 to 5.7.37. That is a Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard with a lead to the Blues.
Nick Dacos starting to get very busy. Centering ball to Pendlebury was lovely. Scott got the distance from 48.
Contest him, I doubt it. He'll look to give this off. Or look to hit someone up, I reckon.
Such a dangerous kick. Does anyone come towards him? So Pendlebury, he'd have to kick from right on the paint of 50.
Well, he does have the option of running to the side of the mark, doesn't he?
He is an absolute star, this man. He's kicked 189 career goals in 375 games before tonight. Now to Sale, Collingwood legend. Plays onto the right, kicks straight in the man of the mark. He's worried about the distance. Really well done by Chera. Now bangs into the middle. Murphy gets an unfortunate bounce. He had so much room. In the end, he played it really well. He got away from a Carlton press. Fist comes from the Carlton defenders. It's Fogarty as the Blues move it forward. Out the back is Owies. Plays on. Can he hit a target? He looks for Charlie Curnow, who marks in front of Bruz Maynard. And Charlie will go back and line up for his second goal of the evening from about 30 out on a 45-degree angle.
It's good transfer as a play. Carlton half back, they realised the danger. Collingwood were trying to switch the play and they were up for it. They brought that ball to ground level and Charlie Curnow did his work early. He knew Maynard was coming back. He just allowed the body contact, moved Maynard off his line where he was going, and then it was just an easy mark.
Curnow, one goal straight for the night. The man leading Coleman after 10 last week against West Coast. It's fading, but he sneaks it home. Good answer, Blues. Charlie enjoyed it. Sneaks out again, 8-5-53 to 5-7. The way of the Blues, 16 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scored. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Seen so many teams win games this year because they execute better in front of goal. This is where the miss from McStay hurts you. Then you get Pendlebury kicking into the man on the mark. It was a really terrible bounce middle of the ground. Nathan Murphy did really, really well mopping it up, but then made a bad decision with his change of direction to come back to where Carlton had some numbers, and then they get hurt on the turnover. So really their own worst enemy on that occasion, Collingwood, but Blues take the chances when they present themselves, and that's what Charlie Curnow did.
A couple of goals to Charlie, takes his tally to 63 for the year, having kicked 64 to win the Coleman last year. The Blues get their margin back out to 16 points. Free kick going Collingwood's way from the stoppage. Tom Mitchell has got asked the question before, Chief, is he a lock in this side heading into finals?
Well, I don't think he's a genuine lock, but he's in the side of the moment, and if he keeps getting his numbers and doing what they want from him, he'll be okay.
Intercept mark number 6, is that true for Jacob Wettering?
Spot on, Darcy.
Darcy Moore broke the record last week. No, Sicily broke the record last week.
With 10 for a long time.
I think 11.
Yeah, okay.
11 last week, Chewy?
Is that right?
Yeah.
You got 10.
Well, quarter was 11, so I must have made a mistake.
Big challenge for Dan McStay. We saw that opportunity that he missed kicking the goal. You've got to take those when you're playing on Weitering and he's taking intercept marks like this. Got to make every post a winner.
Chief and Noodles, Triple M C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off. There is Tom Mitchell extracting as he does towards Crisp. It's his shorts pulled back. Akers just tumbles it forward, will go across the line. The umpire's throw it in.
10 intercept marks for Sicily last week.
You called 11, Howie, did you?
Yep, I did. Declared he broke the record.
Being biased again.
Well, yeah.
Number of players on 10 intercept marks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's been a long-standing number for intercept marks, and we've got Wettering on 6. We'll keep an eye on that. Josh Dacos is all happening at half back to the goal. He's sold side by in trouble. Well done. Oh, his tackle was good. Gets surged forward. Quainer, who never loses a contest, got his hands forward that one. Carlton's tackling in their forward half has been a real feature, hasn't it, Chief?
Well, they had 16-3 in the first half, and they continue on in the same vein now. What is it, Ash?
22-8.
22-8.
Two-man with the Red Zeds. Red Z lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. Hawaii to 37. Labuschagne 9 from 81 deliveries. Australia 1 for 91. And the Storm lead the Eels 30-10 on the Choice Hotels around the ground. The ball not going anywhere in the middle of the MCG.
Both clubs got an extra behind the footy at the moment. Jeremy Howe and Caleb Marchbank is the spare behind the play for Carlton. I know that I'd rather have Howe as the spare than Caleb Marchbank at the moment, so they'd like to get another player free, I reckon, the Blues, who can use the football and really run with it.
Side bottom was caught in a tackle. The ball did not progress in any direction. Nick Dacos,
Nick Dacos, Howie, 13 disposals, 3 clearances and 4 tackles.
I think from that we've lost a wicket. There's something going on in the back of the box. That or someone did their knee. Get away from Howe. Who's out, Chewy?
Labuschagne.
Marnus is out.
Hewitt drives it forward, fisted away from De Koning. Cottrell goes off the ground. Darcy Moore is there. Oh, he comes back the other way. Howe takes it across the line. One behind. Pies 5-7. Blues 8-6. What happened on the cricket, Chiefy?
Well, a magnificent one-handed catch by Joe Root to his left at first slip. It should have been Bairstow's catch, but Cheeseburger just looked at it, and all of a sudden Joe Root took a screamer.
So Labuschagne goes for 9, Australia 91. Nuts.
Jeremy Howe kicks it in the McStay direction for the full-back kick in. McStay accepts the mark. Nick and Josh Dacos combine now. Maynard. Loads kick down the line and fortuitously landed in the lap of the go. He cuts back in through the corridor. Centre kicks good. Lipinski chance to mark, and Holland's got back defensively. Did a good job. Kemp though overran it. Now they've got a nervous moment. Newman to Marchbank under some pressure. They work it out okay to Akers. Shares the handball to Weitering. They're having to go by hand because there wasn't a lot down the line, but they thought their way through it nicely. Georgie Hewitt
sweeps it. Marchbank a little bit indecisive, gives it to Sard. Now elects to run forward. Handball is good. Doherty, wide squaring ball, effective. Hands, Fogarty. Here come the Blues again. Holland's inside 50. Jackie Martin's got 2 in the bag. He'll line up for a third. 8 metres inside the boundary, 35 out of side.
Brilliant by Adam Sard. He had the ball in the middle of the ground. He was going to load up on that left foot. You could see him. He was winding up, and at the last minute he thought, I've got nobody to kick to. So he brought the ball back down. He just rolled with the footy for a minute, gave it off to Dockett. He was in a better position, and the result is this man's having a shot at goal.
Jack Martin kicked 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Plays on, hooks it. Another one for the Blues. They've kicked 6 of the last 7. Martin's got 3. And it's a game-high 23-point lead, 9-6-60. The Pies 5-7-37, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Good keep there, Molo.
A lot of work ahead now for the Pies if they're going to get back into this one.
There's so many around the day. Yeah.
They got the start they wanted. They kicked the first goal of the third quarter, but the Blues are just resuming that control through the middle of the ground. They just ran in numbers and didn't panic, made good decisions with the footy. They're not just bombing the ball forward. They're not giving Collingwood what they want by just kicking quickly long forward to contest or allowing Collingwood to take those intercept marks. We saw Darcy Moore take 3 intercept marks in about the first 10 minutes of the game.
Bob Jane T-Marts, they have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&Cs apply. Story down there, Tommy.
Yeah, big story. Chera sub came in under injury cloud. Dow on. So I'll give you the update soon.
Well, he was their best player in the first half.
Yeah, that's a big call, isn't it? We'll find out. It has to be an injury sub, you would imagine. Chief, makes no sense to take Adam Chera out of the game as activated sub. Here is Maynard at half back. Steps back inside Cottrell. Well played, Maynard. Then a bold kick to Myercheck. Newman got a clever little hand in, and then he went to the voice of Hewitt. Chopped off by Sidebottom. McCreary's got it. Collingwood are going to go in the direction of Jamie Elliott. McStay's coming across from the side. Groundwood, he won. Oh, look at the Collingwood numbers everywhere. They'll get one back. Elliott. It was a pretty difficult shot in the end. He toe poked it through. We might have a score review.
Behind to confirm the ball was touched.
Yeah.
Score review. Umpire's call is it behind, touched? Please confirm.
What are we seeing, Chief?
Hard to tell from that angle, isn't it?
Which means it's going to be hard to overturn if the soft call is touched.
Did he put the hands up straight afterwards to suggest that he'd touched it, Akers?
So a little bit inconclusive on the Harvey Norman replay at the moment with the Triple M score review. Soft call is a behind. A hand on it and that.
Hard to overrule it.
Is there daylight there?
Yeah, it looks daylight there, but is it conclusive? That's the question.
Players are setting up for a behind.
That little under there. Is there a little feather on the Sharon? It's
a big call this, Das.
Yes.
Looking at these angles, there is insufficient evidence to say whether the ball is touched or not. Decision on the scoreboard.
Nice work from the Crypto.com crew. Snorkel's crew have got it right, I think, on the score review, and it will be umpire's call.
It's big for Carlton.
9-6-60 to 5-8-38. 22-point lead to the Blues. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
McDonald's for Friday night feed. Get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie range. 11 to go, third term. Blues lead it by 32 points, 9-6 to 5-8. Centre wing contest. Murphy runs underneath it. Howe butters up to Mitchell. Pendlebury hand passes intelligently to Quaynor. Taps it in front of himself. Equally clever. Side bottom, punches it nicely. Josh Dacos, centre of the MCG now. Strides forward, 3 steps. Sends it towards McStay. Had his name all over that, did D. McStay. Must kick the goal. 40 out, no angle.
No weedering around on that occasion. It was Brodie Kemp, and he just didn't have contact with McStay. He was sitting a good 5 or 7 metres off, just allowed him to run and jump. Couldn't get up high enough to spoil. Massive kick.
8 goals for the season, one of those tonight in the first term for Daniel McStay. Nice, accurate finish. Much needed for the Pies. Just a little fist pump. They get it back to 16 points, 9-6-60, 6-8-44, and we know what the Pies do in the final term. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade score, but still 10.5 to go in the third.
It was a 50-50 ball in the middle, and it just turned out that Collingwood made the right decision by being able to keep the ball alive and tap it. They had the extra number, so it was about a 2-on-4. So they knew if they were able to keep the ball alive enough that the ball would pop out, and they had the numbers around the ring. In the end, the ball did pop out, and a nice kick inside forward 50. And that's the one part of the game tonight Carlton haven't been able to handle. It's when Collingwood go long inside forward 50 to about 25 to 30 metres out. That's at least mark number 5. Where those balls should come to ground level. It's the only one part of Carlton's game tonight where they've been lacking.
Have a listen to the chant going around. The Magpie Army are getting the Collingwood chant going. We know these two famous clubs have butted heads for more than 150 years, and we've got a ripping game in our hands. They're going, too powerful, too strong, don't argue. Out of the centre, launches a shot and misses the lot. Tommy Brown, Bob Jane, T Marks.
Yeah, Chera's a big story. Carlton saying that's hamstring tightness. So he came in under an injury cloud. They rolled it, so we'll find out more information post-game, but he was arguably the best on ground.
Thanks, Tommy. Bob Jane, T Marks. Chera subbed out of the game.
Touch, play on.
Pitnet to the back of the pack. Akers, 20-metre hand pass. Curnow needs to release immediately. Does pretty well because the crisp was right on his hammock. Coming back the other way, the Pies have just got a bit of momentum all of a sudden. Mitchell, looping hand pass. Lipinski's going to be tackled. Had no prior.
I feel like they're getting on top in the contested footy at the moment, Ash. They dominated the first half, Carlton, but Collingwood just getting the arm wrestle back.
Yeah, +3 in this quarter, the Magpies, and their pressure's at 203 in this third quarter as well.
Taking it up big time. The Pies inside forward 50, they go again. Jamie Elliott came whistling past. Didn't collect the footy. Meyer check. Good pressure applied. Getting back Hollins and Wiedering, who's been outstanding. Barrels it out of there. Courage from Josh Dacos. Went back, got it to Noble. Nice little wins are going the way of the Pies at the moment. The crisper took on Hewitt. Lipinski was well tackled as well. Hollins at half back. Just dealt with by Chris. Get out of town, young man. And it's held up half forward for the Pies, who are coming. They trail by 16 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Players tight on the boundary line. Tom Mitchell. Hewitt. Just sort of handed it to Cripps in the end. How's Cripps gone tonight?
12 touches.
Charlie Curnow on a long searching lead. AFL logo centre wing goes all the way into the middle of the MCG to Marchbank. Further transfers to the outer side. Akers, the hard-running wingman. And the Saints and Freo. Now the Blues. Marchbank ran on. Stood underneath it. Markov protects the mark. Gives it back to Akers. He's featured 3 times in the play. Looks at the pocket and kicks it a couple of rows back, and Pendlebury will reset things with his team trailing 9-6 to 6-8. 8:39 to go, third term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Disappointing kick from Blake Akers. They had an opportunity there to get the immediate reply of the Blues. Pendlebury. Defensive kick, going to come back. Fogarty sends it inside 50. Good contest. Well done, Jack Martin. Picked up by Charlie Curnow. He screws it back and goals. Got 3, Charlie. Brilliant effort. Timely goal for the Blues, who have got the answers at the moment. 10-6-66 to 6-8-44. Charlie kicks his third. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, the result was brilliant for Charlie Curnow, but what you need to give credit to, and the Carlton players did, was the effort of Jack Martin. So they don't have Curnow, or they don't have Mackay down there, so they don't got the 2 pockets. They don't have Silvani to bring the ball to ground. So any time that the ball goes in, you don't want Darcy Moore or Murphy or Howe to get the ball quite comfortably in the air. Jack Martin had to fly between 2 of them, and he put his body on the line. One was Murphy, one was Crisp. He went to ground, but the thing was, he took 2 Collingwood players out with him. Ball hits the deck. Charlie Curnow gets a second opportunity, right under Jack Martin.
Scores generated from the back half. Collingwood ranked number 1, averaging 39 points per game. Tonight, they've only hit the scoreboard with 10 points.
The big Fev on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Great to see him in the Friday huddle pre-game. Dow subbed in for Chera, as Tommy told us, with hamstring awareness for Chera. Akers sits on the footy, and Akers is penalised. Australia 92 for 2, Smith 1, Kawaja 37. And the Storm racking up a cricket score themselves, 40-16 in the Melbourne Storm. McCreery out of side. 22-point margin, the way of the Blues. Mason Cox has not been a factor, but McStay is being a factor. Another contested mark for Dean McStay, and he will line up for a third goal, 35 out, slight angle.
What's happened again? A long, slow ball inside forward 50, and Carlton haven't been able to deal with it. So McStay got out the back of Marchbank. Marchbank pushed off the footy too easy. Too many players were howled out too easy. And if they give this one up, which is an easy one, they'll be kicking themselves.
7 disposals, 3 contested marks, 2 goals, 1 for the former Lion. Pokes at it, and he misses. Big miss that one, Chiefy, on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 45-66 away the Blues. Tommy Brown.
Hoskin Elliott's been activated for Collingwood as their sub, so I'll just find out who's been subbed out, guys.
Choice hotels around the grounds. The Melbourne Storm dominating two-man. Can you tell us there?
40-16 over the Eels.
Back to the MCG. Maynard sends the Pies deep into attack. Newman launched at it. Free kick is going the way of Carlton. And Wiedering has been outstanding back in defence. The Blues tonight. It's been impassable at times. Could be matched up to Mycheck for most of the night, Chief. Is he Jacob Wiedering?
A large chunk of the time. I won't say all the time.
So Koenig's his target. Down the line, jumped over the top of Cameron. Beautifully done. Nick Dacos weaves his way through some traffic. Noble got it back to Nick Dacos. He floats it to half forward. Pendlebury slipped hands. Mycheck trying to wiggle 1-2. It's got his Pendlebury. Hamble was a bit hot. And it comes through the hands of Pendlebury and out of bounds. But all happening on the forward 50 arc for Collingwood, who trail by 21 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Pitnet, two-handed tap. Nick Dacos has no room to mooch, and Cotter gets him. What are you comfortable with a lead at three-quarter time as a Blues fan, Chief, knowing what Collingwood do? 60 points?
I want 5 goals.
5 goals.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like 7.
7. Chincotta, Wiedering, barrels it out of defence. Oh, contest on the wing. Markov flattened. Motlop was held as he tried to move the ball forward. It's an important hand pass to the wing. Crisper ends up with it. Noble, side bottom. Here come the Pies. They haven't got much room to move. Lipinski pokes it forward. It's effective to Cameron. Now Lipinski on 50. Centering ball, not good. Not good at all. Straight to McGovern. Tom Brown.
Mason Cox subbed off. Well, I thought it might have been Tom Mitchell, but it's Cox. So they've gone with some pace, Collingwood, in the form of Will Hoskin Elliott.
What are Cox's numbers, Ash?
3 possessions, 1 mark, scoreless.
Yeah, no great impact, so that was a pretty easy decision, I think.
It's a little irritated, Big Meso. Most of the subs tend to feel that way. So we've got 5 minutes until three-quarter time. Carlton, who had a 17-point half-time lead, have got it out to 21 points.
I can imagine you'd handle a subbing well, Duke.
Would have, if it benefited the team, Nate, would have understood.
Full-on dummy spit.
There's Noble. Back wants Lipinski. Makes him work for it. Puts it out in front. Cottrell gives chase. How good closing effort from McGovern. He gets the defensive spoil in, and they've been really good, Carlton. Superb effort. 4:49 remaining until three-quarter time. Have a look at Big Meso on the Harvey Norman, Chief.
He's probably disappointed with his own performance, Duke. That's it. You know, you want to see players disappointed when they don't perform well.
He spots up the grabs too going into finals. To go, he shanks it straight out on the full. Collingwood doing un-Collingwood things.
And they've wasted some footy, Howie. So they're dominating territory 12-5. In fact, 13-5 now, the inside 50s. But they've got 2 goals to Carlton's 3 as a return.
McGovern pointing down the wing. 4:36 to go. His team lead. Yes, lead by 21 points. It's that number that Collingwood seem to be able to draw it back from, though, on a final term. Every fan here will understand that, be thinking that on both sides. Goes across the line. You saw it last week. You called the game against Port. It looked like Collingwood knew they were coming, and looked like Port knew Collingwood were coming.
Tell you what's impressive, Howie, when they get down Collingwood late in the game, their risk appetite goes up.
Yes.
So you watch them take more riskier kicks, Chief.
But having said that, Duke, the only reason they won last week is because they made every opportunity count. They kicked them from everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that tonight.
It's brilliant to watch how they will take it on, though, Chief. They won't die wondering here, you know that. And here goes Quainer to De Goey. A little bit of fun. They have been a bit fumbly tonight, Collingwood. Lipinski gets on the end of it. Got it from Crisp. They've linked up again. Here is Hoskin Elliott. Not a great kick. Bounces in front of Jamie Elliott. He got it back to Bo McCreary. Centering kick. Cottrell in the box seat in front of Nick Dacos. Takes a nice mark for the Blues. Deep in defence, and he's going to take a little bit of time here, Matt Cottrell.
Gee, they are wasting some inside 50s, Collingwood.
Seems to be a great deal of connection going inside 50, Chiefy.
No, none at all.
Nice mark taken centre wing by Davey Cunningham. Loops a handball forward. Doherty gives the don't argue to Noble, but he did argue. Darcy Moore had a lot of it early, Chew. Hasn't been cited a great deal since.
Darcy Moore, Triple M Red Z lending sets, just a 12 touches.
Hoskin Elliott does well, marks in an important position, gives it to side bottom. Crowd starting to make noise. This time they hit a target. It's in good hands. The number 5, Jamie Elliott. Look to pass for a moment. Jamie, this is what you do. Go back and kick it from 43 metres inside the boundary. Not easy. Shane won't stand side.
It's a game of inches, isn't it? Out on the outer wing to go. He went to the pass to Hoskin Elliott. Akers committed. There was a moment where he thought he was going to get there. Still committed. Went over the mark.
Had to take the body nut.
And just allowed the player then through him to run Florito. A bad mistake by Akers. If he had taken it, it was a goal back the other way.
Just one behind this evening for Jamie Elliott. 5 disposals. Crowd will tell you everything. Across the face, another missed opportunity. 6-10-46 to 10-6-66. What are the set shot numbers, Chewy?
Collingwood 5-5. The Blues are 7-2.
Okay.
That's the difference on the scoreboard.
McGovern short to Sard from fullback. 2:29 and counting remaining in the third term. It's a 20-point lead to the Blues. It's right within that striking range for the Pies, who, Two-Man, maybe you can tell us the last 15 times they've been behind at three-quarter time. They've got a remarkable record. They've got access to that.
They've won 12 from their last 16 darts when trailing at three-quarter time.
Just extraordinary, isn't it? Markov had to sit underneath it. Still 2 kicks from home. Collingwood trying to get a late score, honouring the lead up from McCreary. Still 70 from home. He's asking for a target in the goal square, and he's just casually going to caress it to the hot spot. Oh, almost a mark to McStay again. Cameron got in his way.
Well, I reckon it was the other way around. Cameron's in front, and if McStay doesn't fly, I think Darcy Cameron marks it.
Thanks, Brady.
Harvey Norman replay. We've got an ice pack on the hamstring of Chera, who was really good before being subbed out.
Right hamstring. Nick Dacos hits the post. It's one of those nights we expect to call the goal when the young champ gets it. He slams into the post. 6-11. 10-6. The Blues lead at 66-47 by 19 points.
They could not miss last week when they needed them.
Kicks retained in this quarter inside 50. Carlton 100%. Collingwood 40%.
In the hands of Cottrell here at half-back. Carlton, in a sense, will be pretty keen to get to the three-quarter time siren and enjoy their 19-point lead. Good contest from Curnow, fisted away from him. Doherty got through the side bottom tackle. The handle from Marchbank was telegraphed to go. He read it like a book. Now Maynard, kick in front of Josh Dacos, a bit too tall, and Josh has slipped over a couple of times down there. And it will be a boundary throw-in. 19-point lead to the Navy Blues. Minute 6 until three-quarter time.
So they've had all the play 16-6, the inside 50s, and yet they've been outscored 3 goals to 2.
Gee, a goal late here brings it back to 13 points. That's a nasty margin for Blues fans. De Goey dances, side bottom, gives it back to De Goey. Now he pulls the trigger. Myercheck is there, comes to ground. Elliott is in the area. Nick Dacos is just out the back of the pack. Players dive on the boards. 30 out from the Pies attack and goal.
Holding
the ball, going the way for the Blues. Free kick.
You know what you don't want, Chief, is 17-6 inside 50s in the last quarter, because that would be a real issue. You feel like Carlton won't be able to keep up the sort of pressure they're doing, so they need to be able to win more football. They can't save the game. We saw Brisbane try and do that against Melbourne a few weeks ago. Carlton still have to try and get the ball forward.
Collingwood trailed by 17 points at the Adelaide Oval Saturday night. Round 19 just gone, and they mowed down the power. And they did it with a bit of ease in the end. Fogarty, good tackle. Maynard dragged him down. Play on's the call.
How is that play on?
And Isaac Quainer actually thinks he's picking it up to give it back to his teammate. Now he's decided he's actually got to play it on. Everyone in the stadium thought that was holding the ball. There is the three-quarter time siren, and it could not be better set. You do not want to go anywhere, because a 19-point lead to the Navy Blues. Collingwood, last 15 times they've been down at three-quarter time. They've won 12 of them. Can they do it again? We'll find out with Nate, with Cheap, with Howie, with Chew, and with Tommy Bound from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
The Legends return for another massive Saturday.
Huge show coming up.
Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Joey Montagna, Jay Clark, Kath Lochnan and Lima. These legends have got you covered with all things sport and some other stuff.
Hey, iceberg lettuce.
Okay, stay tuned.
Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Tomorrow morning from 10 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Thanks for calling Aussie Broadband. What can I do for you?
I need more data, like right now.
More data. Okay, sure. Let me just...
I'm really going to get to work, but it's the last 10 minutes of the series finale.
Okay, say no more. I've just updated your plan. You're good to go.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up with the drama on your commute with a reliable mobile network. That's the actual Aussie way. Search Aussie Broadband to switch today.
This is Bruno driving to the footy.
Oh.
And this is his cheap insurer reading the policy fine print.
Clause 9D of your car insurance says you're not covered for thingamybobs.
Thingamy-bobbed at claim time? Beware bargain insurance regret, Bruno. Choose Amy instead. Who pays out over 99% of motor claims? Amy does.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Acceptance rate for the 12 months up to 30 September 2022. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the TMD and PDS at amy.com.au and consider if it's right for you.
I'm Frank from Midas. And let's be frank about car servicing. Sometimes it's more confusing than cryptocurrency. So Midas have made it simple with our essential service from just $199. Or in Bitcoin, that's 0.00. Midas. You can rely on us.
Steel prices are rising. But relax. You can still beat the increase with Best Sheds. Quality Australian engineered sheds made to order. You must be quick. See bestsheds.com.au now.
Did you know Seabus won Chant West Specialist Fund of the Year for 2020, 21, 22 and now 23?
Yeah, and yeah.
They also won this year's Best Fund for Member Services.
Really?
Yeah.
Seabus, making hard work pay off. To consider if Seabus is right for you, go to seabussuper.com.au for a PDS or TMD. Chant West Awards are for information purposes only and not a recommendation for investment decisions. Awards are current for 12 months from May 2023. For more information, visit chantwest.com.au.
The Volkswagen T-Cross 85 TSI Life, available from $32,990 drive away. With App Connect and wireless charging, you'll wish you made the switch sooner. Isn't it time you SUVW? Device compatibility and data usage required. End September 30. Conditions at volkswagen.com.au.
Sign your business up to BP Plus to earn triple Qantas points for 6 months. Plus earn an additional 100,000 bonus Qantas points. BP Plus. Limited time offer. Min spend. Leaderage criteria apply. Must be a Qantas Business Rewards member to earn Qantas points. For T's and C's, visit bpplus.com.au.
Harvey Norman Super Saturday is back. Super Saturday, one day only, in-store and online. Spend $250 or more and get 10% of your purchase price in Harvey Norman gift cards. That's right. Score Super Saturday one-day deals in-store and online at Harvey Norman. Plus, spend $250 or more and get 10% of your purchase price in Harvey Norman gift cards. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. Gift card valid for 1 month. One day only. Don't miss out. Super Saturday at Harvey Norman.
Go! Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Three-quarter time Friday night, 85,000. We're thinking the house here. Carlton, Collingwood, and a 19-point lead to the Blues. Nate Brown and Jason Dunstall. This could not be set for a more exciting final term.
Yeah, you're spot on, Duke, and I'd be fascinated. We're talking off air what Michael Voss will be saying. So you know Collingwood's record, you know they're going to come hard, 17 points down last week at the third quarter break change. And we've been talking, Chief, to kick a couple of goals, 2 or 3, that means Collingwood have to kick 7 or 8. You can't save the game against Collingwood because you know they're going to come. You know they're going to build up. You know they're going to throw everything at you. And as Duke said, they get more advantageous with their kicking and they go for harder and longer kicks. So I'd be going out all attack. I'd be saying, Michael Voss, to my players, we need to win the football and we need to run and carry, put the pressure back on them because everybody folds when they put the pressure on us.
I agree with you, but it's actually hard to tell what they were trying to do in the third term because they didn't win enough of the footy. The bottom line is it lived in Collingwood's forward half. And if that happens again, well, you suspect the pressure might get to the Blues and certainly Collingwood will start to make some of those opportunities count. So they've actually got to win some of that footy at the source to be able to attack.
Carlton taking a really extended time with Michael Voss in the huddle. The Pies have been out set for a good 30 or 40 seconds. Umpires had to get over to Carlton and say, get yourself into position, and we look down to Craig McRae, who looks as relaxed and comfortable as he always does. Adam Cherra's a bit of a disappointing sight. Tommy Brown, Bob Jane Teamarts, can you give us an update on Cherra?
Yeah, Cherra is a hamstring tightness according to Carlton. It's interesting that staying out in the huddle, there's no real penalty for that, is there? Because they're never going to bounce the ball until both sides take their respective positions. Cox obviously subbed out for Collingwood, which is a story in itself. There's an electric atmosphere down here. This is massive.
I know they're talking hamstring tightness to Tommy, but we did see in the three-quarter time huddle a number of Carlton players go up and give him a pat on the back, a shake of the hand, almost suggesting that maybe he's torn that hammy, Adam Cherra.
Little Triple M Reds Head leading stat. Quickly, Chew, please.
Collingwood number one for fourth quarter differential, outscored their opposition by 197 points.
Here we go in the final term with Howie.
We've seen the story so many times. Collingwood coming from way back. They trail by 19 points. Can they pull it out again, or can the Blues hold off their arch rivals? Spot the 8 up for grabs for the Blues. Nick Dacos to go. If they get the first, Collingwood, this place will absolutely erupt. Wiedering under pressure, falls to Crisp. Here comes Lipinski, toes it forward, one-on-one contest. Elliott's there. Blues defenders come back, rush it through. You just feel it, Chief. One behind, 48-66, the way of the Navy Blues. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
It's interesting. They're stopping the kick in for an injured player in the centre square, near the centre circle.
It's been happening more and more, Chief.
It has, and I don't understand. Have they changed the rules? Because that was never the rule. He's not affecting the play now. He's on the wing. Why can't they kick it in?
It's a strange.
I don't get it. He's jogging off under his own steam.
And Chief, having a look at the replay, Harvey Norman, it was an inadvertent knee from De Goey into the midriff of Sam Docherty. He looks probably winded more than anything else, which we hope is the case. But as Chief said, it's a big stopping play while they wait for him to take himself off the ground. It's going to come back here through Josh Dacos. Flicks a handle over the top cleverly to Lipinski. Can they get the first one, as Howie said, and really start to apply that pressure? Not a great kick from Myercheck. Rushed through by Marchbank. Oh! It has been paid deliberate. You see one of these this season.
Well, he was only a couple of metres out, but the umpires obviously deemed he was under no pressure.
And the kick has gone back from Elliott to Brodie Myercheck.
I don't get. Tell me why Elliott will pass the ball from there. That is a regulation from 3 metres out.
Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman replay, Chief.
Oh, you can't pay that.
No,
you can't pay that.
Elliott was within 1.5 metres of him.
You can't pay that.
That is an extraordinary call, and this could gift the first goal to Myercheck and the Pies. 25-metre kick, and maybe the footy gods
karma bus
just getting the karma going, as Chief said.
I can't for the life of me work out why Jamie Elliott passed the ball. He's got a simple little left foot snap from a few metres out.
The opportunities there, Pies just cannot take them at the moment. Quainer, you get the feel of the game that they're coming, but not if they can't hit shots like that for goal. Cripps wobbles along the boundary line, down towards Quainer. The crisper takes a nice mark.
Problem is at the moment, Carlton cannot get their hands on the football and have it since half-time.
Play on! Just can't take advantage though, Collingwood. Poor kicking, sending it forward, fisted away. Wiedering, Newman goes back, McGovern. Marchbank under pressure with the kick. Unlucky bounce for a couple of Blues. Here comes Crisp. He wants it. He picks it up, then drops it. Umpire says, toss it up. 66-49, the way of the Navy Blues. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 17:44 to go. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
What a great contest unfolding here. Cripps with a soccer kick was effective to the wing. Good tackle, Maynard. And then he tried to drag it back under Owies and claim it home. The footy umpire was awake to that. Instead, we'll throw it up right in front of Tommy Brown on members wing. AFL logo. Pitnet and Cameron wrestle each other. Play on's the call. Josh Dacos, as Brownie said, they are dominating possession. Collingwood in the third quarter, and now little handball Quainer's way. Good tackle came from Marchbank. Picked up and surged forward. Paddy Dow, the starting sub. Gets a one-on-one. Darcy Moore and Charlie Curnow. What a contest. It's going to be a free kick. Darcy Moore's way against Curnow.
That's an epic battle, those two big boys, Darcy.
Love it.
What are you seeing on the Reds edge, Chewy?
Darcy Moore, 4 intercept marks, but 3 of those were taken in the first quarter.
Reds Ed Lending, REDZED.com, loans for the self-employed, out of side, Hoskin Elliott takes it across the line.
Another small fumble by Collingwood. Hoskin Elliott had the time to move, didn't, but Carlton need to get to work again. They've lost that ability to win the ball at ground level. It's what got them the lead in the first place. They need to finish off with getting ball at ground level.
Triple M Seabus Super. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Noodles and the Chief. And it's close to the boundary line.
They're missing Chera, who was very good at that area in the first half. They're missing Doherty, who's off the ground at the moment, played the bulk of the game in the midfield. So they need a couple of other players to step up to start to get the footy around the stoppage.
Michael Voss coaching against his triple premiership teammate, Craig McRae, the great lifelong friends, those two, who will come out on top. It's Boss's Blues, who enjoy a 17-point lead. They're inside forward 50, and no prior opportunity for De Goey. It's Carlton attacking with the punt road end. It will be thrown up 35 metres out from their attacking goal.
Collingwood trying to clear defence, falls to Cottrell. Snap, big contest, Curnow, Moore, free kick going the other way this time. It's going the way of Charlie at the top of the square. And when he goes back and kicks his fourth, this will be a hammer blow for the Pies.
I reckon he learnt from the first contest only moments ago. He took front position on this occasion and went back on Darcy Moore, and that caused Darcy Moore to retard the jumper of Charlie Curnow and try to pull him back.
Not a lot of that either.
No,
King Charles for number 4 to take it out to a 23-point margin. Is that enough? Is that enough for the Blues? 11-6 to 6-13. 16 minutes on the clock. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. The Blues are out.
Well, look, there's a lot of time yet to play out, but we may get to the end of the game and say Collingwood have had their chances. They weren't good enough to take them. 6 goals, 13. That kills you. And at the other end, Carlton being efficient. When they are getting an opportunity, they're making it count.
It's a PB for Charlie Curnow, 65 goals. His previous best was 64.
4 goals tonight, Nate. As Darcy Moore have a little friendly word about whether or not that was a free kick. Harvey Norman replay. Wow, that's...
What do you think, Darcy?
Oh, an era's gone by, Howie. That would just not even be considered. But a commanding lead now in the Coleman medal race. Tex Walker on 54, the closest to Charlie Curnow, and they are going to take some beating here, Carlton. Paddy Cripps imposing himself on the contest, wins a free kick from the centre bounce. It'll be one of their best come from behind wins ever if they can pull it back from here. The Pies picked up by Hewitt, chips one back inside 50 to Coney's going to have a good play on it. Ground ball, Motlop, pressured by Maynard, coming back Cottrell, the left foot snap, getting it close but drifting late through for a minor score. So 73 plays 49. It's a 24-point lead to the Blues on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. Harvey Norman replay. Crowd engaged. Giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T&Cs apply. Centre wing contest. Falls to the ground. The Blues now with the momentum. Cripps just rages his way through a couple of tackles. Sends a high ball forward. More. Curnow again. Jack Martin. He's got goals. Motlop. Grabs the navy blue jumper right on the crest. It's a huge goal for the Blues. They're out by 30 points. Unbelievable. 12-7 to 6-13 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Is that enough, Chiefy?
Well, they're looking the goods now. I don't know what happened off the ball, but it was Daniel McStade ran a long way to remonstrate with Nick Newman, who I think might have been gobbing off at somebody. There is a bit happening off the ball. Plenty of spirit in it. But the Blues making every post a winner.
Tell you what, you talk about big moments in football, big moments in games. Paddy Cripps on centre wing, so Nick Dacos was the first one to try to tackle him, pushed him away. Steele's side bottom was the second one, came in, pushed him away. Collingwood normally make those tackles. He was able to get enough purchase on the footy from centre wing to put Collingwood under pressure, and they kicked the goal. 5 goals in it.
30-point lead to Carlton. 15 minutes remaining in this one. Paddy Dow sends him into attack again to Coney. Gave a good contest. Charlie picks it up. Darcy Moore to get him high. He has got him high. Charlie can kick 5. And you never say this against Collingwood, but she's all over if he kicks it.
It's a big call, 50 for the cent. It's a certain goal now.
Advance to the goal line, as Chief said, 50-metre penalty takes him to certain territory against Murphy for dissent. Charlie's going to kick his 5th. Carlton are going to be 36 points, 6 goals even in front. Curnow with 5. And the Carlton fans are pumped here at the MCG. 6-goal lead, 14.5 remaining. Surely not now on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
It's good for footy. It's good for footy. And I love the fact that the Blues have taken the game on. In the last 5 minutes, Collingwood dominated the first 5 minutes of this last quarter, and then Carlton started to get their hands on the football. They started to push the ball forward time and time again. Paddy Cripps was the instigator. Then they get the ball out of the middle. Paddy Dow put pressure on the defenders, and as good as Collingwood are, if the ball comes in quick enough, like it has this last quarter, you're under pressure.
Just Carlton's efficiency in the second half, only the 12 entries, but they've nailed 6 goals, that's 50%. Obviously the AFL average is 23. Collingwood, on the other hand, 20 entries in the second half, just for 2 majors.
Lunch at the Oval, Australia 115 for 2, deficit 168, Kawaja 47, Smith 13. So a slow session, but only 1 loss of a wicket, which was Labuschagne.
Mitchell, free kick.
85 to 49.
Back on, stand.
The way of Carlton. Mitchell sends it forward. Elliott with a massive hanger! Just leaped from 3 deep to little man and took an absolute ball tearer, did Jamie.
You could see it coming. He was at full tilt and the pack stopped in front of him. How good were the hands? That's one clean grab.
And then hovered. Oh, that's your top 9 out of 10 spectre on that dash. That is handy. Can he convert now, Jamie? Hasn't had the best of night in front of the sticks. Simply must kick the goal to give the Collingwood army any hope. He hasn't timed it well. It's one of those nights.
Yep.
Just might be one of those off nights, Chief, where it doesn't happen.
Yep, they won't be winning tonight. You can't waste this many opportunities against a team that's playing well.
35-point margin the way of the Blues. Good hanger, though. Good hanger, Jimmy.
So they've had equal scoring shots and they trail by 35 points. That shows you how inaccurate they've been and how much better Carlton have been.
6-14 to 13-7 is the tail of the tape. 35-point lead to the Blues. Darcy Cameron with an aggressive ball through the corridor. Cunningham picked it up. Little fumble from Doherty. Tracking back after it. Cunningham did well to win it back. Here's Paddy Dow. Decides to go out the Charlie Curnow direction. Why wouldn't he? He's got 5. Bounces over his head. He went back and won it. Nathan Murphy. Oh, that's a strong tackle. And it will be thrown up 55 out from Carlton's goal. 35-point lead of the Blues on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So those set shots we're talking about, Carlton have kicked 9 goals, 2. Collingwood 5 goals, 7.
Nick Dacos his evening.
Nick Dacos 20 disposals.
Has Hewitt been with him all night, News?
On and off. I wouldn't say it's a lockdown tag, but he certainly paid him some sort of respect.
Mychek centering ball. Misses Adams. It's been sloppy going inside 50 as well as around the sticks. Elliott progressing it in front of himself. Lipinski's gone high on Wiedering. Just doesn't feel like it's the Pies' night. Full credit to Carlton, Chewy. What does this do on the live ladder, Chewy, for Blues fans who are getting excited all around the country?
They'll be very happy. They're currently sitting in 5th position on the live ladder, but they'll be inside the 8 tonight, come completion of this round, I should say, if they bank the 4 points.
What's their run home like, Chewy, up below?
Yeah, Carlton's run home. They play St Kilda next week at Marvel, followed by Melbourne at the G, Suns away, and then they play GWS at Marvel.
Jeez.
Making a nice late run home. Noble has had a free kick paid his way. This will be 6 wins in a row, too.
Yep.
Back through the corridor come the Pies. Hollands picks it up. Charlie Curnow's been brilliant with his 5 goals. Maynard charges in. Hoskin Elliott, the starting sub. Got it to Markov. Not a great handball from Oleg. Opens the door for Saad. He wins it back nicely. Markov in return affects the smother nicely to Pendlebury. Cruises to 50, looking for McCreary with the centering kick, and he's been pretty good overhead tonight by McCreary. Couldn't complete the mark. Picked up by Jamie Elliott. Twisting, goes back to Josh Dacos. He slide one's goalwood, and the mark taken by From nowhere, Howe was a missed kick, and Howe can peg one back here, 25 out directly in front. Has he been moved forward?
Yeah, roll of the dice, throwing Jeremy Howe forward. That was a shot for goal from Josh Dacos that he shanked. Howe good enough to get it. Parried it with one hand, got it at the second attempt.
3 metres, please.
I think they still believe, Darcy.
Thank you.
Okay. Hard to doubt them, isn't it?
Such a mount.
Yep.
Pretty high quality mark that from Jeremy Howe. They get the first one back they need. Back within 29 points. There's 11 minutes remaining. So plenty of time for the Pies on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I guess that's the bottom line, Howie. You're right. They do believe, and given how often they've done it, they have every reason to believe that they maybe can just find 10 minutes of their best footy and go bang, 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 bang. So the more they can kick a couple of goals to tighten the score up, maybe that'll just put the Blues under a bit more perceived pressure, some psychological pressure, that they start to go a little bit within themselves, a little bit sort of into the self-preservation cycle.
Bob Jane Team Arts, they've got great buy free, get one free plus instant cashback. Tickets, call or order online today. T&Cs apply. The big story will be Chera, I would have thought, down there, Tommy.
Yeah, Chera, and as Jace mentioned, it's pretty clear that he's done his hamstring. I know Carlton's pretty cautious when it comes to injury disclosure, but I'd bet a lot of money on he's done his hamstring.
Well, you got a lot of money to bet now with that new job, Tommy, so go for your life. In the middle we go. Hewitt, the centre clearance here for the Carlton. Doesn't work out. Howe, they kick it off the ground, and Jeremy Howe marks on the dive. He's moved forward with a Tassie flyer, and he'll line up for his second in a minute. And if he kicks this, Chief, there will be a bit of tension in the crowd.
100% centre clearance. It was scrappy just to kick off the deck, but it worked. Nick Dacos just sinking his boot into it. Jeremy Howe playing in front, showing some good forward craft first there.
Howe, he hadn't kicked a goal this season before that last goal, the man from Dodgers Ferry. Can he kick straight to just cause concerns for Blue fans? Of course he can! Carlton fans look away. Collingwood fans, they've read this chapter before. Back all of a sudden to 23 points, 10-14 on the clock. Triple M, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You can feel the energy when he kicked that goal from the crowd, couldn't you? That was one of the loudest roars we've heard from the Collingwood faithful tonight. They know that they're still in this game. The players know what now do the Blues have on offer. What do they do? Still 23 points in front. The Collingwood chant goes up. 10 1/4 minutes to go. You look to your leaders. You look to Patrick Cripps. You look to Charlie Curnow. You look at the back end. Jacob Wiedering. They need to stand up in the middle of the ground now. They can't be routed out of the middle.
You love the philosophy. You want to beat us, you play the full 120 minutes. Daisy Thomas looking on here at the MCG.
Very young in the middle at the moment. Paddy Cripps on the bench.
Koenig back in the centre. Tell you what, they get the next goal. You're going to feel some tightening around the MCG. Stripped of the footy was the crisper. Dow goes looking for Charlie Curnow. Murphy's direct opponent gets back, plays it well. Murphy clearing kick, looking for Chris. Great courage, Doherty, who pinballs off both players out of bounds. And 60 around from the Navy Blues goals that will be thrown in. 85-62, 23-point lead in favour of Carlton. But the Pies are coming.
Got to take their chances. Dow out of the middle, had a perfect opportunity for a 15-metre chip to Jack Martin, who was out by 5 metres on the lead. He went longer to Charlie Curnow. The easier kick to the lead up. Jack Martin would have gone back and kicked the goal and almost iced the game.
Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a room. For Maccas and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Free kick, block, going against McStay. De Koning. So, here's a chance. Blues kick a goal here. They snuff out the Pie Army once again. De Koning's a kick and a half from home. Who's on Charlie? Murphy standing off him, so there's a change there, Chief.
Yeah, they've alternated though, Darcy.
Yeah, sort of both down there, you're right. They go in that area. Here comes Curnow.
We've got a free
kick. He was
kick.
held. Charlie was restricted in the glass as he made his way to the contest. Just an arm across his chest, didn't see who it was. It's a big decision, and this makes it number 6.
He's going around the corner
to get it back out to 29 points. Curnow plays on. One fist to the crowd. King Charles has got 6, a half dozen. Surely that's enough for the Blues now. They're back out to 29 points, 8:58 on the clock. And the last couple of goals have come the way of Curnow, courtesy of free kicks.
Gee, 6 is a big night, isn't it? When you're taking on Darcy Moore on a ramp at Collingwood. You've got Jeremy Howe for support coming from the side. Nathan Murphy, but you're still able to kick 6. A couple of lucky ones late, I granted that. The last 2 have been free kick switch. Have been a bit ticky touchwood, 50-50, but still got to kick them. And that's 6 as we see the Harvey Norman replay.
Yeah, he grabbed the arm and he knew it. He knew it as soon as the whistle went, Darcy Moore.
Seen many of them not paid though, Chief.
No, he's received 5 free kicks tonight, Charlie Curnow, and that's because he's put himself in some really good positions.
It's a huge night, as you say, mate. 6 goals against the top of the table Magpies and a defence that's been hard to play against. To go, he fell over. Hewitt gets through a tackle of Crisp, puts it to half forward. Jesse Motlop and Jack Martin in there with a good tackle on Maynard. From Martin, Marcotte was pinned in a tackle by Paddy Cripps, and they hold it in their forward half, Carlton, and take some precious seconds off the clock. 8.5 minutes remaining. This one is Michael Voss. He's having a chat to a few on the interchange bench, but looks like an opportunity for a huge win for the Carlton coach.
Nick Dacos squeezes one along the line. The umpire reset things. So, just to update you if you're joining us, Collingwood and the Blues were square 22 apiece at quarter time. The Blues 17 leaders at half time after a 4-0 term, 19 points at 3/4 time. They currently lead it by 29 points, 8:26 on the clock. Charlie Curnow has kicked 6 for the Blues after 10 last week. Martin to Curnow, shanks it inside 50, looking for the small men. Quainer runs and attacks the footy, goes a looping hand pass. They're playing on it every opportunity now through Crisp. Gives it to Nick Dacos. Good transition, but the Blues have the answers. They hassled, they hounded, and they stopped Collingwood. They'll come back the other way now through Cottrell. Loads a ball inside 50, gets away from Noble. Owies is there. Noble comes back in a second time. And Noble sees it across the line professionally, carefully. But the time is running out, even for the mighty Collingwood Footy Club. They trail by 29, 7:51 on the clock.
Isaac Quainer had the wind taken out of his sails. He's okay, puts himself back up. Time becoming a big factor now as Pittner did well to the powerful reigning Brownlow medalist Paddy Cripps. Charlie Curnow was the intended target. Darcy Moore's had his hands full tonight, couldn't get it out. Jesse Motlop keeps it in. And then the hand was a little wayward, only found to Goey. To Markov. Handle over the top of Mitchell, taken away by Akers. He missed Newman with the target. Clever soccer forward by Pendlebury. Wittering's been huge, gets back. Does it really well, shares it with Brody Kemp, and the Blues will have turned it over. It was an intended kick for Hollands, but taken away by Crisp.
Crisp goes to Elliott. Hasn't been his night in front of the sticks. Had plenty of opportunities, Jamie Elliott. What's he kicked, Chewy?
Jamie Elliott, 3 behinds.
Goes to the pocket to Howe on a long searching lead. Wiedering let him go. I think he thought it was going to go out of bounds. Plays on from the pocket, Jeremy Howe. Jeremy's kicked 3 in the space of about 7 minutes up forward. And still they won't go anywhere, Collingwood. They get it back to 23 points, 6:53 on the clock. Who's on Jeremy Howe?
Not sure at the moment. I think it's been Brody Kemp since he's gone down there.
Yep.
Certainly kicked the second one on Brody Kemp, so the message needs to go out. We need to tighten up on Jeremy Howe, who started his life as a forward and did it quite well before coming to Collingwood and playing that loose man in defence. But nice move by Craig McRae. Just keeps them in it.
Yeah, I think Wiedering was probably the closest man to him on that occasion, but they were brought undone by the turnover when they had the ball at centre-half back, kicked out wide. McStay marked the ball, and then they were all trying to get back to pick up their opponents. Jeremy Howe led into the pocket. He's finished well, hasn't he? Made it interesting.
Good effort from Jeremy Howe, isn't it? Pinch hitting forward, another nice lever that Craig McRae can pull come finals time, and they play the minutes as you hear all the time. They're going to keep surging forward. To go, his kick, little fumble from McStay, getting back. Newman's been solid. Good tackle side bottom. And they trap it at centre forward to the Pies. 6:40 remaining. We've got a 23-point margin in favour of Carlton. That is all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Dacos, what's his evening entail, Chewy?
24 disposals, but his metres gained is well down. Just 260, Howie. Tonight he averages 511, ranked 5th in the AFL.
Okay, March He's given away a free kick in the contest in the ruck. Goes to Cameron, gives it to Pendlebury, runs out of room, gives it to Markov. He's 50 out, Oleg. He's got that twirling moustache. He has the option of Maynard, doesn't take it. Thinks he can go out. He's lonesome, right to the square. Howe flew. She was set up at Jeremy Howe there. And it's brought to ground about a metre out from Collingwood's goal. They trail by 23.6 minutes on the clock. I still don't think Blues fans are completely comfortable.
Jeremy Howe's eyes lit up there. He's had 37 mark of the round nominations, Jeremy Howe. They'll end up naming that award after him, Howe, at some stage. That's how good he is, Jeremy Howe. He's got 3 goals. There's chance here inside forward 50. Darcy Cameron getting back. McGovern. We've already had a deliberate paid, which you thought was going to be maybe more impactful than it's turned out to be. 9-15-69 Collingwood, 14-7-91 Carlton. Triple and Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Tommy Brown, Bob Jane, T-Mark.
There was a blockage on the City Loop. The crowd in the end, 86,785, which is phenomenal.
What was the blockage all about, Tommy?
Well, not going there, Howie.
Okay. 86,785.
Looking for Metro as well.
Voices everywhere. It's a huge crowd. We said the Bledisloe here tomorrow night as well. Melbourne turning it on. And the Matildas are playing Monday night in Melbourne, Chief. Is that in Melbourne?
Against Canberra?
Yeah, I think it's in Melbourne.
They need some composure here, Carlton, when they get the footy.
Noble drives it inside. Pitnet can raffle it with Marchbank. The number 22 comes up in the raffle. He marks uncontested in the end. The best connection going inside 50 tonight, the Pies. Great smothering effort. That's a really good effort from Howe. He's been a revelation since he's gone forward. He was a forward back in the day. Jay Howe playing at Melbourne.
A very good forward too.
Third biggest home and away crowd of the season. Behind Anzac Day and the Tigers and the Blues in the first game at 88.
Love the Collingwood fans. They just turn up week in, week out. Everywhere the Pies play, it's their home ground. Home game tonight as the Blues through the avenue of Hewitt get it to Charlie Curnow. Sum up his night, please, Jimmy. Charlie?
13 disposals. That's 4 marks, 6 goals straight for Charlie Curnow.
Happy to take a little bit of time here. Jack Martin's been impressive as well, Chief.
The best way to take the pressure off, though, is to kick another goal. If they can fashion a way forward.
Went over the head of Curnow, looking for DeConey in front. Darcy Moore. Pretty well DeConey made sure that was a contest. Got it across for a boundary throw, and as Rossi coaching from ground level, will be pretty happy all around with his charges tonight. They've been outstanding. 22-point lead. Got 4:30 remaining in this game.
DeConey and towards Akers wobbles it forward. Bad effort to behind. 14-8. Carlton 92. Pies 9-15-69. So a 23-point margin. What was those set shot ratings tonight, Chewy? Good mark in the middle of the ground though.
Blues 10 goals 2. Collingwood 8 goals 7.
Right, 10-2 to 8-7. That's the tail of the tape right there. Frank marks well.
And that 8-7 improved dramatically when Howe went forward and kicked 3, Howie.
Yeah, my word. Quainer just doesn't get beaten in a one-on-one. Kissed it away from Jack Martin, who's also been good tonight, Chewy, with 3. What else has he done?
Jack Martin for Triple M Red Z. 10 disposals. He's taken 4 marks. 7 pressure acts inside the forward 50 as well.
Who's got the votes tonight? Chiefy. Cottrell. Really progressed the ball anywhere with a kick. Pendlebury, what's his night, Chew?
Scotty Pendlebury, 19 touches.
Noble does well. Markov has dash, has real dash, takes 2 bounces, gets it back, and loops it out to Josh Dacos. Open forward, 50 entry. Out the back, he's still side bottom of all people. Couldn't take the mark. Howe's in the region.
Did well, Newman, going back with the flight.
He's been good tonight. He's been under their grill. He's been the one yapping. But when it's been his turn to go, he's done that.
Pretty consistent with the verbal, Newman, isn't it? Every time you look out there, he's just non-stop. Down.
You need a player like that.
Here's Chris sharing it with Noble. Pies are still pressing forward, launching at it was Elliott. Well done, Kemp. Here's Nick Dacos. To see to Jamie Elliott, I'll kick it myself. And he's just come up a little bit short. Weeder in the last line of defence. So 9-16-7 in Collingwood, 14-8-92 Carlton. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
So the Blues bring it back through Newman. This will be a famous win in this epic rivalry. Centre wing, Curnow. Maynard goes off the ground. It'll work out. Carlton in possession on half-back. Their fans are starting to get pretty lippy out there. Other Carlton fans, they will celebrate this one long and hard, Das. Nothing better for the Blues than beating the Pies. As the ice cubes come out on the bench, the big sign as in ice the game. We're home here. Darcy Moore tried hard all night, but at the end of the day, Charlie's kicked 6. Maynard bustling hard. Sard lines up a barrel. Gets on it nicely. One-on-one contest. Crisp falls to ground. Noble steps off. Gets it now from Crisp. Johnny Noble. Short is effective to Lipinski.
There'll be no come from behind win tonight for the Pies. They trailed 7 at half-time, 19 at three-quarter time. It's 22 points now as a free kick goes the way of Jack Martin.
No, we'll go to sidebar.
Go the other way, so advantage will be paid. They get a chance to score here through Nick Dacos. Beautiful little step. Got around McGovern. And Nick Dacos has sprayed it.
Well, he's had that sort of night, unfortunately.
It's the Carlton fans.
Work, yeah. G. McStay was filthy. He thought the chip kick should have come over to him. He was in space, but you'd back Dacos to finish that 99 times out of 100.
Did the rest of the competition learn anything from tonight, Chiefy, about Collingwood?
They're human.
Yep.
You play well, you put the pressure on, you take your opportunities.
Keep attacking, win the ground balls.
Chief and Nate with the Triple M Seabus Supers. A dominant Friday night combination, those two.
They've been good.
You have Lipinski towards McStay. Oh, he's crunched his D. McStay. Hewitt. And the Blues through Dow. Barrel out of defence. Quainer won't be beaten because it's a one-on-one. Brings it to ground. Owies. Akers had a pretty good night. Has Blake. Just wobbles it into a vacant forward 50. And it goes across the line. Paid lack of intent. Surely he was just trying to kick it inside 50 towards the goals. He was intending to kick it out there. McStay marks on his chest.
Pretty good there, McStay. Had some nice moments. Steps around Sard. To McCreary. Pies will record just their 3rd loss of the year. 45 seconds remaining. They're inside forward 50. Fighting it out as always. Side bottom and mark taken just on the goal line. Taylor Adams is a really simple opportunity here just to step around and score, and Taylor Adams gets a late goal for the Pies. It's their 10th. They're 10-16-76. Carlton 14-8-92. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Tommy Brown, Bob Dane teammates.
A possible late blow further for the Pies. McStay came off. He's shooed the doctors away, so he's perhaps just a corky, but I'd have a hamstring concerns there as well.
Well, it's a famous win for the Blues, and that man Michael Voss on screen at the moment, 6 weeks ago, they were calling for his head, saying that they needed a change of coach, they needed a new game plan, they needed new everything. Since then, they've beaten the 2 top sides in the competition, they've beaten 4 other sides who they should beat, and right now, they're 5th on the ladder.
It's amazing how often that happens, isn't it? And yet we've seen a number of clubs that have stuck fat with the coach when things have been tough and they've gone on to win flags.
And you're missing Kennedy, Mackay, Silvani, Walsh and Chera for a half of this game.
A little camping trip to the Curnow's farm and swimming in the dam net.
Yeah.
Dacos, senior to Dacos junior. Sends it forward only as far as Dow, coming back the other way. Kicks to open space. Pendlebury will track it back. Men come at him now. Him and Moore run into each other. It's one of those nights. Falls to Pitnet. It's one of those nights. Martin's kick free. Jack Martin with an exploratory ball. Just a touch skinny. They are the Navy Blues. Charlie kicks 6. Carlton wins 6 in a row. And they knock off the Red Hot Pies in a huge win. The rivalry continues.
our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous Old Dark Blues.
It was all square at quarter time. The Blues 4 goals to zip in the second term to lead it by 17 points. 19 points at 3-quarter time. And Charlie Curno's 5th and 6th in the final term sealed a win. 14-9-93 over the Pies. 10-16-76 by 17 points. The Blues are currently 5th on the ladder. A lot to play out. But Vossi's pumped there on the Harvey Norman, Chiefy.
Every right to be. Every right to be. They were attacked by Collingwood in that last term early on. It looked like the heat was coming, but they showed composure, they steadied, they kicked goals going back the other way. They did what needed to be done. And to be brutally honest, after Collingwood got a great start in the first quarter, Carlton controlled most of this game.
They did. Third quarter belonged to Collingwood. 17 goals.
Territory-wise, yeah.
6. But I just didn't think Collingwood took their chances. Other games, when they've won from behind, they have taken their chances. Sidebottom kicks the first goal last week on his left. Tonight, they still had multiple chances in this last quarter early to kick goals, but they just couldn't do what they normally do.
Abby Holmes and Charlie Curnow, always an interesting chat, thanks to 7.
Without a doubt, your biggest win of the season.
Yeah, I've been speechless, to be honest. I'm so proud of the way the Blues came out. The Carlton boys, so many good stories tonight. I can start with Caleb Marchbank. Unbelievable, to get him come back. He always decides to come back at the big games, and he was great tonight. So, yeah, so many good things coming out of this game.
This is a big scalp, not just because the Pies are sitting pretty on top of the ladder, but because of that rivalry piece as well. It's just got that little bit of a sweeter edge to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, we've always had great games, and the old players come in and tell us about the old rivalries, and this game matters a lot to us. So it was a great game to be in, and just so proud of the boys. Yeah.
6 goals tonight, 67 for the season. I know you don't like talking about yourself, but you have to feel within yourself that you are in some ripping form for your side.
Yeah, I mean, it comes off the back of the other boys' hard work. And I'm just feeling so happy to be out here and playing footy. It got taken away from me for a while, so just loving the feeling of the Blues crowd, and how good was tonight, Friday night footy. What a show. It was great to see such a big crowd, and this is why we play footy. So,
is this the most fun that you've had playing footy with this group of lads?
It's up there. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and there's always been a lot of fun along the way, and can't wait to get in and celebrate with them.
Peter Mac Cup tonight goes home to your footy club. It is the 30th year, a long-standing partnership, and I guess these two clubs just love being a part of it to raise funds for much-needed cancer research. And I just take a look over there. We spoke to Doc in the pre-game, but what he's done for the Peter Mac Foundation as well through his own battles is an inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's such a great cause. A couple of years ago when he had that all happen, and the boys got right around him, and just to see how many lives he's changed, and sounds like it is such a great foundation, and
Congratulations, 5th on the ladder.
Thank you, that's great.
Charlie and Abby, the Peter Mac Cup and the Richard Pratt Medal for the BAG, which Chief did vote on.
Yes, look forward to seeing which way he went with that. How would the chap who had $1 million a month ago on Collingwood be feeling right now?
Feeling pretty ordinary, Duke.
Would have been a tough night.
A tough night.
Did he lay off?
I don't know.
For Triple M Amy Review, submit your fan claim story to amy.com.au/fansurance, and you could win. It's a big win for the Blues. Let's go out the middle.
Alongside the Peter Mac Cup, tonight we'll also be awarding the Richard Pratt Medal. The Richard Pratt Medal is awarded to the player voted best on ground and presented in honour of the late Richard Pratt, a former player, committeeman, major donor and president of the Carlton Football Club, who sadly passed away from prostate cancer in 2009. Presenting the medal on behalf of the Pratt family is Tony Matina, Director of Primary Packaging at Visi. I would now like to welcome Tony to announce the winner of the Richard Pratt Medal.
Pleased to announce the winner of the Richard Pratt Medal, Charlie Curnow.
What's his night, Chew?
Charlie Curnow, 14 disposals, 5 marks, 6 goals straight.
And now on 67 goals for the season and seemingly on the way to another Coleman medal. Here is Big Chuckles again.
just want to thank the Collingwood Football Club, first of all. You guys have an amazing year and you continue to prove to the comp. So you provided we need to show up and play our best tonight. And, you know, I'm so proud of the boys. There's a couple of guys here. I want to shout out to Caleb Marchbank. Great to see him back on the footy field playing good footy. And we got Big George Hewitt, 150 games. So proud of you, mate. Well done. And then obviously to the Blues fans, you guys are unreal tonight. Thank you so much for the support this year.
Well said by Charlie Curnow. For a Friday night feed, get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pyranes. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to go around the grounds. We'll tell you what's happening at the rugby league, the cricket. We'll update the footy. We might even open the open line to see what's going on. But it's the Blues by 17 points over Collingwood. McDonald's Dream Hot Water Triple M Rocks Football.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, featuring Marty Sheargold.
I'm a hot-blooded guy.
A real ladies' man.
Hello, Alicia.
Oh, someone's turning left. Alicia's left the car. She's jumped out. She's had a gutful.
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Hello, Alicia. How are you, sweetheart?
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Oh, that went pretty well.
Yes.
Anyone who loses their licence for drink driving will have an alcohol interlock fitted to any vehicle they drive. Yes, this is a pain for many reasons, the least of them being that even though you may have only had a couple of drinks, you'll be labelled a drink driver. But alcohol interlocks separate drinking from driving, keeping drink drivers off our roads. And that makes our streets and our communities safer. And there's nothing painful about that. Drinking, driving, they're better apart. A message from the TAC.
Folks, hot water for your home is a long game. You know what I'm talking about. Trust the one that's steady, hot and strong. There's a lot of hot water offers going around these days for brands you've probably never heard of. My advice, always ask for a Ream. Whether it's heat pump, solar or the very best in hot water, Ream have been building Aussie tough water heaters in Australia for over 80 years. So if you need a hot water system, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles checked and locked prices are more than 20% below market prices every day of the year. Yes, National Tiles are dedicated to helping our clients save money on their tiles every day of the year. Come in store or online now and see for yourself. Proof of National Tiles checked and locked prices on many of our most popular tiles at 20% below market prices every day of the year. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
Feel like you're always changing worn-out power tool accessories? Not with Kango. Kango's range of drilling and driving accessories won't quit until you do. Kango, toughen up your power tools. Look for the yellow target next time you visit the Bunnings tool shop.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
In 2023, Triple M rocks footy.
We're excited.
Temper, a mattress like no other, aiding in players' rest and recovery. Discover Temper at temper.com.au.
How good is that?
Seabus Super, making hard work pay off.
And they're going to be hard to beat now.
Hard Yakka, for a new breed of legends.
They make it tough. They make it look good like me.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Take off now with Mornington Mazda's BT50 Bonanza Buy and Fly in July.
Make mine a Mornington.
Get into Mornington Mazda today and fly away with over 70 new BT50s on display ready to take off. Plus, every BT50 bought in July comes with a $2,000 flight centre voucher for even more adventure. Terms and conditions apply.
Make mine a Mornington Mazda.
Licence number 4180.
Need more data? Aussie Broadband keeps you connected with flexible mobile plans to suit your actual life. So make your phone plan what you need it. That's the actual Aussie way. Search Aussie Broadband today. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win.
Done and dusted here. The Blues by 17 points in front of 86,785. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest prices guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it round the grounds. The Storm beat the Eels 46-16. Australia currently trailing by 168 at Tupra 115. Kouajas 47. Steve Smith 13. Marnus, the man to go, caught by Root of Wood at first slip. Macca's loving it moment. Here's how it was called on Triple M footy.
Mitchell, free kick.
85-49.
Back on, stand.
The way of Carlton. Mitchell sends it forward. Elliott, what a massive hanger! Just leaped from 3 deep to little man and took an absolute ball tear, did Jamie. He's unmistakable when he's forward, Jamie Elliott.
Good call, Howard. Good call.
You see him flying, you can't miss the little champ.
You couldn't mistake it.
All right, Triple M MVP award for New Holland, end of financial year. 0.95% tractor finance now extended into July. Visit your local New Holland dealership. Chieftain?
Yes.
You have got the votes.
I did. I gave one to Nick Newman, who I thought played a really good game. He had 26 possessions. 11 of them contested, the most on the ground, and used the ball really efficiently. 2 to Jacob Weathering, who I thought was a rock in defence. 10 marks to go with his 18 possessions. And Charlie Curnow. It's not the best game Charlie's ever played, but the quality of opponent and the fact that 6 goals had a massive impact in the context of the game, had to give him the 3.
Well done to you, Chiefy. What's on tomorrow for you, Two-Man?
Doubleheader tomorrow, Geelong v Freo down at Geelong. Then I've got to flick over to Marvel for Essendon, Sydney.
Double invoice day for you. Yep. What about you, Noodles?
Kids sport all day.
Okay. What about you, Das?
Start with a bit of junior footy, Howie, which I'm looking forward to, and then I will be Essendon, Sydney at Marvel Stadium, and I'm on the M's for the Bulldogs and GWS as well.
That's a busy day. What do you got on, Chieftain?
I'm off to Adelaide for the showdown.
Oh, the showdown.
That should be a beauty.
Forward to that.
What time are you flying out, Chief?
Just before lunch.
If Jordan Dawson kicks the winner again, don't call over the top of the caller.
I didn't call over the top of anyone.
No, I think you did.
You better listen to it, dickhead. There was no one talking when I said it's coming back.
As the Blues find their way.
If you ever call a good moment, maybe someone will listen.
A couple of numbers for us, Chewy.
Ship off, Nate, you midget. Come on, it's late, Harry.
No, I've lost my keys, so I'm not going anywhere, Chewy.
I feel for you, Howie.
No, it's not good.
You've lost your keys and you're taking the chief home.
Yeah, he's not happy with me.
I think I'm walking.
Scores from stoppages for the Blues. That's an area where they've dominated over the past 5 rounds, Howie. Tonight, they're plus 28, 6-5 to 1-7. And Quaynor, Moore and Murphy combined, they averaged 9 intercept marks per game since quarter time. They only had the 3, so Carlton really nullified the Magpies with the intercept marks.
So the Blues, 6 wins in a row. They currently sit 5th on the live ladder.
Wow.
Charlie Curnow kicked 6. Are they the real deal, Chiefy?
Well, you have to say now they've knocked off the top 2 teams. They've knocked off Port, they've knocked off Collingwood. You can't do much more than that.
No. And there'll be plenty of people on the Blues bandwagon now as they come together. Arm in arm, the Navy Blues, 17-point winners in front of just shy of 87,000 people. Here's the song. Blues by 17 points. Plenty more footy coming your way on the M's tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the call tonight. Well done to the boys in the back row. We've got Benny back there. We've got Jason Tunners, Leroy back in the studio. The Blues by 17 points. It's coming back indeed. McDonald's and Remalt, stay safe. Triple M rocks football.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M Saturday Rub combines sizzling high